The prophet of thought. Open your mind, 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 open your mind. Open your mind, 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 open your mind.
Open your minds.
Hours of power, hours of power, hours of power, hours of power.
And so a community is where you control your police, you control your commerce, you control your education, you control your house. We don't control none of that. We live in a hood. Huh? Well, what about the Negroes that get out? Oh, well, say, my cousin, they say he's a multi-millionaire, almost got $1 billion.
The prophet of thought.
3 PhDs, working on 2 more. Driving down the street in Chicago in his Rolls Royce, enjoying himself, and he hear these sirens and look through the mirror and see this cop car flashing lights. He squeezed the steering wheel, man. Heart beats fast. Because he knows the price of a Negro, what it could be. And then when that cop car passed him by, he said, thank God he wasn't after you in the first place, punk. That Negro thing you can't get away from. It's universal. They wasn't coming after you. With all your millions, with your Rolls Royce, with your PhD, didn't help. That's the hood. Why do you think you never pick up a paper 3D over and over and see white families cry? You think there's thousands of black cops in America. Why don't you see white families crying as black cops shot my loved one 40 times in the back of the head? Why do you think black cops don't do that? You think they're more spiritual? Think they're better? No! They got enough sense to know that white folks ain't gonna tolerate it. And I will stop in our neighborhood when we decide we will not tolerate it. Now, if we was organized, which is hard to organize people who are just gonna run crazy and you don't know you're crazy. But if we were, with the money we have, and the many people who would come to our aid that don't know what it's like to be a Negro, and we said, if we said, look, we saying, if we don't get a federal law to deal with police brutality, that anytime a cop or anybody carry a gun, have to have a license just like you do to drive a car. And if you use it wrongly, you'll lose your license. And if it's upheld, you can never work again as a cop or a store guard or a private detective. How do you get Congress to push that through? Well, you take your economic power and you call on your friends, black, white, young and old, and say, this coming Christmas, if we don't have a federal law to outlaw police brutality by law, then we calling for a nationwide boycott of Christmas and it'll start on Thanksgiving. Well, let me tell you what that means. 79% of all retail in America happens between Thanksgiving and Christmas. People stay in business all year, lose money just for Christmas, huh? Well, what happens now? Huh? South Fifth Avenue, Toys R Us, Sears and Roebuck, Westinghouse. They will get the bill, and all they got to do is make one phone call and say, Harry, that's the senator, I want that bill pushed through in 3 days. Okay, it's an economic thing. It's that simple. But we have the power, but the system has wiped us out so bad.
Hours of power. Hours of power. Hours of power.
Santana Lincoln 6. Go ahead. We have a suspect down, 10-4. That's 10-4. The officer's code 4. We have one suspect that's been shot.
Open your mind. And peace, folks, and welcome back to another edition of the Proper Thought series right here on the old T.P.O.T. YouTube page. I'm your host, X, of course, but you knew that already. That's why your black asses are here. But yeah, glad to be back up here with you good folks, man, once again for another version of the old Hours of Power. Tonight, we have Jessica X in the house, and y'all know we've been doing these challenges. So tonight will be the Jessica X challenge. But before we get started, y'all know I always start the show off with thanking you good folks out there, and you good folks who hang out up in here, for your likes, your shares, your subscriptions, your views, and of course your hard-earned pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and 50-cent pieces. Because like I always say, you don't have to do it. You don't have to watch these damn streams. You don't have to share them. You don't have to view them. You don't have to subscribe to this channel, and you definitely don't have to lay down your hard-earned coins. But you good folks, you choose to do so. You choose to do it. And for that, I am thankful. I'm grateful. I'm appreciative. I'm humbled by it, man. This platform is growing, and I know it's not just because of my black ass. I know it's because of you good folks out there as well, and you good folks who hang out up in here. All right. There's not too many places I can go, and people don't know who I am. So, I just want y'all to know, man, that I appreciate all of y'all. I don't take your support lightly, and I'm going to keep on saying it every time I come up on here. So just, if you know I'm going to do this and you're tired of it, just don't start watching till about, 8 minutes in. All right? But I want y'all to know, man, that I thank all you good folks. All right? All right. So let's get at it. But before we get started, I want to give y'all a few programming notes, man, before we get into it, because y'all know I like this programming note thing. We got some good shows coming up. But first and foremost, look at me, stupid up here. Completely forgot what the hell is going on my own stream. As you see at the bottom of the screen, that this is the first of open your mind. Peace, folks. Once again, on the T.P.O.T. YouTube page, we are back with another hard-hitting doubleheader. Yeah, we're throwing down with a doubleheader tonight, because lucky you folks, tomorrow's my birthday, so I ain't going to be doing too much of nothing. Oh, good looking. I appreciate that. The only one, John, that $20 super chat. See, this is what I'm talking about. The folks start donating before the damn show even start. They donate during the commercials. I appreciate that, brother, the only John, that $20 super chat, man. Appreciate that. Happy holidays to you, my good brother. Yeah. So this is the first of a T.P.O.T. doubleheader, because right after the Jessica X challenge, we will be bringing on Samantha, and we'll be doing the white girl interview. Yeah, that ought to be good too. Yeah, we're doing a doubleheader tonight, y'all. So I hope you got your popcorn and you're ready to stay up late because that's right after the Jessica X challenge. We're going to take a little break. You know, I'm going to get up, stretch the legs, then we're going to get right back into another one, y'all. Then on Thursday, on the old Ask the Doc series on T.P.O.T, the good doc, Dr. Yaya, right here over my left shoulder, will be here. And she'll be taking your questions. Those of you who know who Dr. Yaya is, you know she's a psychologist and an anthropologist. And she'll be in here, man, taking your crazy psychology questions. So make sure you hear tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the T.P.O.T YouTube page. You freaking know. Then Saturday, we coming right back at it because Saturday, I didn't think we was going to be doing another one of these, man, for like another 2-3 weeks. But this Saturday, y'all, the brother here, y'all might remember the brother, the village arsonist. He came up for the ranks and roast last week with Brother Fantastic. And the dude is pretty damn funny. So me and him, we were talking. And we decided to go ahead and throw down this Saturday. So the good brother, the village arsonist, will be in the house, man. Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the T.P.O.T YouTube page. And he'll be in here ranking and roasting. So if you wish to come through and challenge the brother, the village arsonist, hit me up in my email. That's prophetofthought@yahoo.com. That's prophetofthought@yahoo.com. One word, no caps. Maybe you can take on the village arsonist. So it's going to be good, man. I got a few good shows coming for y'all. And also next week, Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the good doc, Lady Nicole, will be in the house as well. That'll be New Year's Eve. And she's a scientist, so she'll be in here taking your scientific questions, all right? We might do a little bit of talking about COVID and some other scientific stuff. So make sure you have your black behinds here to check out the good doc, Lady Nicole, here over my, y'all can't see her, can y'all? Nope. Let me duck. See her? She'll be here next Thursday night, right here on the T.P.O.T YouTube page. You freaking know. All right? All right. So, let's get at it. Like I said, tonight, y'all know we do these challenges. And Lady Jessica X is in the house tonight. And she's taking on all challenges. So if you want to come on up here and challenge Lady Jessica X, come on. Well, actually, hit me in my email if you want to challenge her. And if she decides to take you on, y'all throw down. All right? All right. So, without further delay, Lady Jessica is in the house. What's good, Lady Jessica?
Hey.
What's good with it? Before we get started, though, let me lay down a few rules. Hold on a second, Lady Jessica. Hold on for 2 minutes, all right? Now, y'all already know how we do it here, right? Y'all already know. Y'all know we don't play these games here, all right? We want this to be fun. We want this to be entertaining. But y'all know how I do it, all right? I don't tolerate disrespect to folks in my house, all right? Because if you do, you might get one word out before. Yeah, that's on tonight. And it goes for you ladies too. You might get one word out before.
Fatality.
All right? Because y'all know this is happening. I like to refer to as the old T.P.O.T. Respectable. Making sure my chat room stays respectable. Oh, yeah. He's watching you, Negroes. He's going up and down, and he'll be checking that chat room all night. So be careful what you write. Because the old T.P.O.T. Respectable will be watching. All right. So just watch the damn stream. Don't get your ass blocked. That is all. But anyway, yeah. What's good, Lady Jessica? You ready for this?
Hopefully, my mic is coming through okay to everyone in the audience. Before I had a lot of static, so just let the audience let you know if it's good. But other than that, I am ready. I'm ready to go. Open to challenges. Let's get it going.
Yeah, let's do it. So anybody who wishes to come up here and challenge Lady Jessica, come on up here and take your shot. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the email in the chat. I mean, on the screen, my bad. God damn it. There's so
Let's
much
do this. I
shit
know
in here.
sometimes people are shy to come up, but it should be fun. I think I keep the debates lighthearted. We'll have fun with it. It's not too serious. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's go. Y'all know how we do it here.
I was going to say, it would be nice if we could have like some ladies come up and keep it, ladies' night. I think you've got Samantha coming on later on. So, yeah.
Yep. So,
see how it goes.
come on through. There's the email, prophetofthought@yahoo.com. That's prophetofthought@yahoo.com. One word, no caps. All right. And you also can hit me up if you want to be part of the in-stream audience for Saturday night. But there is the email if you wish to come up and challenge Lady Jessica. Now, mind you, the rules will be in effect, the challenge rules. Let me run those down right quick. First, we are going to have a 5-minute opening round where each debater will get 5 minutes to lay out their premise. Then after that, we're going to do something called a rebuttal round. And those will be 4 minutes per debater. We'll do 2 rounds of that. And we will be doing a 12-minute clocked rapid fire. Rapid fire ain't eternal. It's 12 minutes and it will be clocked. Then after that, we go into final statements and then we go to the polls. So anybody who wants to come up here and challenge Lady Jessica, she is here and she is waiting. Don't be afraid.
They don't need to be afraid. I'm a baby debater. This will be my second time here. I remember the first one we did a tag team and that was good. It was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So I'm definitely here for another one. And
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
If you have any debate topic on your mind, come up, throw it out there, and yeah, let's get it on.
Yeah, now's the time. Now's the time to go one-on-one. Hermana, so to speak. Let's do it. What's good, Doc? I see you up there. The good doctor's in the house. She will be here tomorrow night taking your questions right here on the Ask the Doc series only on T.P.O.T. Media. Negroes.
Do you know what? I'm going to share the stream as well right now.
What's good, brother BMT? I see you up there, brother. I see you up there. So come on. We don't have any takers. I am so disappointed. I was looking forward to people coming up here, challenging and, looking forward to throwing a couple of you off for not following the damn rules, looking forward to all of that. Yeah, I was looking forward to it. Looking forward to plucking you up off of my damn stream because you can't follow the rules.
It's interesting.
Go ahead.
I was going to say it's interesting because I know that I have a lot of detractors, a lot of people who don't agree with what I say, a lot of people who have a bone to pick with me, so to say. So, you know, it's open challenge now. Anyone can come up, anyone can air their grievances, discuss something that I have a viewpoint on that you think is wrong. Now's the time.
Mm-hmm. What's good with it, brother Blaze the Stampede? Appreciate that, man. Oh, yeah. You know how it go, man. If you follow me on Instagram, see, this is the thing. I don't check like my Instagram and stuff that much. But if I look on there and you follow me, that's an automatic follow back. Automatic. Yeah, that's an automatic follow back. If I look up and I see you follow me, that's an automatic follow back. What's good, brother Perfect Black? That's my brother right there. My brother from Chi-Town. What's good with it, man? Yeah, Blaze the Stampede. It's all good. You follow me, brother. I'm going to follow you too. Just don't lead my ass over a cliff. Lady Ruby in the house. There's a face I haven't seen in a while. What's good with it, Lady Ruby? What's good with it? You know? But, yeah. Anybody want to come up here and take on Lady Jessica? Tonight is your night. You know? Because it all goes for her too now. Don't think just because she got the floor. The rules apply to her too. She has to stay within the guidelines of the rules, or it is a loss for her as well. So don't let the rules and regulations scare you. They apply to her too. The only difference is she has the floor. You get kicked the hell off. She just, gets cocked and reloaded, for the next person if she breaks the rules. You break them, you get kicked the hell out. That's the only difference. That is the only difference. Well, brother BMT, it's not, tonight is a challenge. You get to come up here and challenge her on whatever you want. It's the T.P.O.T challenge night. The old hours of power. So you come up here, you tell, Brother Ism in the house. Yo, Brother Ism, I wrote you, man. You got to write me back, boy. Brother Ism, y'all got to get down there. Subscribe to Brother Ism's channel. Brother Ism, put your link in the chat, man. Put your link in the chat because Brother Ism has something he has coined, the Macosphere. Jack. Yeah. So get on down there, Brother Ism. Put your info, man, in the chat, brother. So people can go down there. I want y'all to go down there, man, and subscribe to my man, Brother Ism, man, because Brother Ism is freaking hilarious, man. That's my dude right there. Moderators, if you can, go ahead and spam Brother Ism's information in the chat so people can know where he is. And y'all want y'all to go down there and subscribe to Brother Ism, man. We got to get his subscribers up, man. Get your black behinds down there and check him out, man. Check him out. Yeah, the Macosphere. Get on down there and subscribe, man, to the Macosphere, man, because it goes down there, man. It does, man. It does. I was over there the other day, man, because like I said, man, Brother Ism is hilarious, man. So get on down there, man, and get my man numbers up. All right. Moderators, could you go ahead and put Brother Ism's info in the chat for me, please? Just go ahead and spam it a little bit so they know where to find the brother. But yeah, no challenges, huh? Y'all are afraid. They are afraid. I don't want to hear y'all. I tell y'all what, just like I said when Brother Fantastic was up here that night. If you are not going to come up here tonight, do not come on my channel talking shit, all right, about my guests, all right? That's what I'm talking. Hey, what's good, Alpha 21? I see you up there. What's good, Brother Kenny? I see you up there too, brother. Do not come up here. I don't want to hear nobody on my channel talking shit about this woman, all right? If you ain't going to come up here and challenge her tonight, you done just negated ever talking shit about her again on my channel, whether it be in my chat or anywhere else. I'm automatically going to block you right off top, All right. And likewise, all right, when these challenge night goes down, and I don't often do this because I don't care if people take clips of my videos and play them. That never bothers me. But if any of this woman's detractors, all right, you take this video and try to chop it up and use pieces of it, I'm going to fucking copyright you. You know why? Because you could have came up here and said your piece tonight. So don't do it. I'm going to copyright your shit. I'm going to flag it. Because you had your opportunity to come up here and do it. That's how it's going to go down from here on in. If you somebody, you got problems with one of my guests that I have up here, and you didn't bring your ass up here, if I catch my video out there, I'm going to copyright you. I'm going to do it. All right? All right. We ain't playing those games. You got something to throw down about. You got something to complain about. You wanna match up. You wanna go head to head with her. She up here right now. So I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know right here and now. You know, but I don't know what it is. You know, I'm pretty sure you got a few interlocutors out there. You know, who wanna say what they want to say. You know, about you. You know, but I don't see any of them. My email is empty. My email is empty. It's empty. It is empty. See what I'm talking about? So it pisses me off, man, about Negroes. Y'all will get on, y'all will talk all this crap, and say all this stuff, man, from the safety of your platform or the safety from somebody else's platform. But when the opportunity comes for you to square off in the digital squared circle, you're off somewhere hiding.
Right.
You're off somewhere hiding. See how that works? You know? What'd you say, what'd you say, Lady Ruby? Maybe they are afraid to email but would click on the link direct. They ain't gonna do that. See, I don't like putting my link in the chat. I really don't, to be honest with you. Because when you put your link in the chat, you get a bunch of bozos and clowns hitting on your shit. So now you got to go through and do all this nonsense. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it in there. And why y'all not spamming my man's stuff in there, man? See how y'all is? I guess I got to do it myself. Because y'all don't want to spam my man ism shit in there. Like I asked you to. I don't want to do it. So I got to do it myself. I will do it myself. I will do it myself. Yeah, 'cause y'all got to get my boy. Y'all got to get my boy. I got to get his numbers up, man. We got to get his numbers up. We got to do it. We got to do it.
It's crazy because it's been a wild few days for me, I've had disagreements everywhere. So it's surprising that now when I'm up here, nobody wants to come up.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, this the time, it'll be equal footing. She won't get any more time to talk than you. And likewise, you won't get any more time to talk than her. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we do the debates up here. Everybody gets equal time to talk. The rapid fire round, y'all can go at it for a little while, and then we do those closing statements, and then boom, that's it. We go to the polls and see who came out on top. It's a pretty simple premise. So I don't know why nobody want to come up, but they'll be on their platforms talking crap, later on tonight or tomorrow, and be making up all these stupid excuses. Oh, I didn't want to come up there because of, fill in the blank. Fill in the damn blank. So you already
and if
know
there's
what it
any
is.
platform to do it and have a debate, it's here. Like you say, it's equal, it's fair. We both have the same amount of time. There are rules. Everything's done in order. So yeah.
Come on up here. Come on up. Better. I better not catch this fucking video nowhere. I know that. I know that. Copyright the shit out your ass. But you had your opportunity. You didn't take it. So I don't want to see my shit nowhere. If you're gonna take one of my videos, it better not be this one. It better not be this one. That's all I'm saying. That's all I am saying. Now get on down there, man, and check out my man, Brother Izza, man. Get on down there and check out the Macosphere. Get on down there and check him out, man. Get his subscribers up, man. Brother Izza, I'm come down there, man, and holler at you, man. One of these nights, man, that you down there throwing down. Come down there and talk some shit. You know? Come down there and talk some shit. So what's been going on? And what's been going on the last, I guess, week or so? I mean, have you had any problems with it? Well, I know you have because this is damn YouTube. So what exactly has been going on?
Well, I made a few videos. You know, Kevin Samuels went viral, right?
Yes.
With the
yes.
whole average at best situation. And so
Yes.
I did a few videos reviewing that. I reviewed the video itself. I reviewed Crystalline Karazin's response, and I reviewed Chrissy's response to it too. And then Chrissy made a reply to my video, and so it was sort of like a bit of a back and forth. And I had like 900, well, it's probably like 1,000 dislikes on one of my videos that I did about her. You know, the trolls were in full force. It was more, you know, because here's the thing. Chrissy had called Kevin Samuels a colorist.
Okay.
And so I called her out for that. And so there was a lot of people talking about colorism, fake femininity, all of those sort of, you know, womanly topics.
Wow. And you would think with 1,000 dislikes, because that's a lot. I mean,
A lot, yeah.
I got videos on my channels that don't even got 1,000 views. So you talking about 1,000 dislikes? That's a lot. So I would be thinking that they'd be lining up tonight. I mean, should be a line all the way around the YouTube building, you know, to tonight. But of course not. Of course not.
I shared it on my channel, but then a lot of the people who are going to come from my channel would probably agree with the things I say, so they wouldn't come up to debate. So if you know that you're sorry, if you know that you're watching right now, and there are women who follow your platform who don't agree with me, so BMT, I see you out there. I know you've got a few women who follow you who don't agree with what I say, so you could reach out to them, you could share the video, and you know, let them know that I'm over here. We could do it like that.
Yeah. Bring them on through. Bring them on through. And you willing to debate guys too, or no?
Yeah,
Are you willing
I will.
Uh-oh. You heard that, brothers. She's willing to take you on too. So now I know we're gonna get some takers now. Brothers, she is willing to take you on as well. So I know we're gonna get some takers now, because the brothers gonna come up. At least one or two brothers is gonna come up, and you know, the brothers probably thought it was just a woman's night, but now that you done said that, the brothers will
guys
come
are
up.
welcome too.
Uh-oh. Y'all heard that. You heard it, brothers. You heard it. You know, you heard it. You heard it.
BMT, they don't have to watch me. They don't have to watch me, but I've been to your channel before and seen people mention me in your chat, so they don't have to watch me, but they know of me, and they disagree with some of what I say. So, you know, they have their grievances that they could come up here and talk about.
Yep. Yeah, you right, brother Soup Bone. Cause believe it or not, and I say this a lot when it comes to this YouTube thing. You know, you have people come to your channel, you know, and dislike, dislike, dislike. But if you dislike it so much, why your black ass in here watching? So it's like, yeah, you know, a lot of these people they want to be, you know, a hater, you know, but a lot of them they're just fans perpetrating as haters. And I think that's the way with a lot of them, man. I think a lot of them are like that. You know, they're just fans perpetrating as haters. They're not really haters, man. You know, they may be hate watching. You know, they may
Yeah.
like to hate watch, but you ain't a hater. Because people that I quote unquote hate, guess what I don't do? Watch their shit. See how that works? If I don't like you, why am I watching your stuff? Like, I'm not subscribed to your channel. I'm not down there in your chat room typing, telling you how much I don't like you. I hate on you by not watching you. That's how I hate on you. I don't hate on you by hitting the dislike, writing in your chat telling you, you know, how lame you are or how sorry you are. Or what for? I don't like you. So why give you a view? Because even if you come in here and watch for 15 seconds and hit the damn dislike button, it still counts as a view, Negroes. I mean, I just don't know. I don't get it.
Same. If I really didn't like someone, I wouldn't watch them at all. Like,
Yeah,
not at all.
yeah. I mean, what the hell? You know, I don't like your stuff, so I'm not sitting there watching it just to keep convincing myself that I don't like it. I mean, because that's basically what you're doing. You know, if you study watch, especially if you subscribe. I mean, if you're subscribed to if you're subscribed to somebody's channel, you're a goddamn fan. Now you can
Right.
say you're just subscribed for quote unquote research purposes or whatever, but you're a goddamn fan, man. I mean, just that's just what it is. All right, you're a fan. You know, why would I be subscribed to somebody that I don't watch, that I claim I don't like? Why am I subscribed to the channel? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. But, you know,
So, Classic Ruby says, I don't know. I disagree with some of what a lot of people say, Jessica included. Not to the point where I'm triggered and needing a challenge day, though. But Ruby, I said in the beginning, right? It doesn't have to be animosity and hate and full of vitriol. I said on my side at least, it's lighthearted for me. There's no hard feelings. There's none of that. It's a debate. You know, that's what a debate is. So, you know, if you do disagree with some of what I say, then we could talk about it. It doesn't have to be, you know, triggering or anything like that. It's just a debate. It's fun as well.
yeah, I mean, Lady Ruby know what it is. She knows she can come up here. She's always welcome up here. You know, she knows she's welcome to come up here. Lady Ruby, you know that. You know you can come up here if you want to, you know, square off or, you know, talk about whatever disagreements you got going on. And of course, Lady Jessica also said she's willing to take on the brothers too. She's willing to take on some brothers too. So, I mean, brothers, y'all need to go ahead and don't y'all disappoint me too, man. Don't y'all disappoint me and nobody come up here, man. I would be really disappointed if none of the brothers came up either. You know, go ahead and stand off and you know, let's see what it is, man. Let's see what it is. Let's see what it is. Let's see what it is. What's that thing I disagreed with you about? But it was okay. Okay. Yeah, man. Don't nobody want to come up here. No one want to come up. Y'all afraid. Y'all are afraid. I get her up here, and nobody wants to come up here and throw down. Wow. Wow. I can't. Oh, man. Nobody wants to come up. I can't even get one of the brothers. One of the brothers don't even want to come up here. Wow. As many videos as I've seen, the many titles I've seen with this girl's name in it. I mean, come on, man. Yeah, really? Really? Wow. Wow. Well, I guess I gotta stop watching the people who I watch who put this lady's name in their titles, man. I gotta stop watching y'all, man, cause you know, y'all could have came up here tonight, man, and settled whatever differences you have with her. And you know, if I see her name in y'all titles, man, I'm not watching y'all shit anymore. I have to stop watching it. I have to. Gotta stop watching your shit, cause you know, that's somewhat cowardly. You know, that's somewhat cowardly to, you know, have your opposite, especially if you was up in my chat tonight. Was up in my chat tonight, and you didn't go off and make a video with her name in the title. What's that, brother? What's good, brother David Johnson? Check and mate. Appreciate that $10 super chat, brother David Johnson in the house. Appreciate that, brother. Let me see what. Let me go ahead and highlight this. Let me see what brother Trey is talking about. Brother Trey says he'll come up. I put money. I put money on that. Jessica and Marco Grande, a married couple from Brazil, making bank of the making bank of the delusion. I don't know. This is YouTube, so you never know. You never know. I've heard some crazy stories about Lady Jessica, man. I've heard so many crazy things, man. But you know, you can't really believe a lot of the shit that you hear on YouTube. So, you know, a lot of the shit, you know, you just let it breeze over you, man, because you hear so much crazy stuff. You can barely believe any of it. So, man, I've heard so much stuff about this girl, man. Like, really, if I can't even, most of the shit that I hear, though, is just straight ridiculousness. You know, it's just straight ridiculousness. And the rest of it, you kind of wonder if it's true. But then if you watch her on someone else's panel, and the things that, you know, you hear her talking about, you're like, absolutely not. This absolutely can't be true. But that's what happens, man. People like to make up shit, man. That's
like the
YouTube.
voice changer.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that she had a voice changer. I've heard that she's sleeping with all these dudes. I heard she ain't really from the UK. Man, I've heard so much shit. I mean, like, the craziest of stuff I've heard. So her being married to somebody on YouTube, you know, that's just something you throw in the crazy story bag, I guess. And y'all hit that damn like button. Damn it. Why the hell is the views and the number of likes not matching? Why? Why do we go through this every night? You know? Quit hate watching. At least the people who the 4 people who hit the dislike, all right? At least they had the energy to hit something. You know? At least they had the energy to hit something. All right? Y'all up in here watching and ain't gonna hit no button. Hit nothing. Bad enough, nobody wants to come up here and square off. But you ain't got the energy to hit the damn like button either. Come on, man. Come on. Crazy. Appreciate that, Lady Nicer. I think it's Lady Nice. I can't see from here. I don't got my glasses on.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Appreciate you hitting that like button, man. You know, Aha! What you say? The perfect store. Where's Kuda at? He can come up and show us all of his mics again. Man, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Shout out to brother Kuda, because I have invested, okay, in a few mics, and I'll probably end up buying one or two more at some point. No, you don't have to pay to get into the debate, brother Archer. No, you gotta pay to get in the damn debate, man. Absolutely not. If you want to come up here, send me an email. The email's on the screen. It's properthethought at yahoo.com. Properthought, one word, no caps, at yahoo.com. Send me an email. You can come up here because she's willing to square off with brothers too. So, she ain't discriminating tonight. There is no discrimination. Lady Jessica is taking on all comers. As always, y'all know when we do these challenge nights, all comers are welcome. All comers are welcome, man. We don't discriminate. Male, female, short, tall, Democrat, Republican, independent, whatever. Black, white, blue, green, whatever it is. No discrimination, man. No discrimination tonight. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Oh, my Cash App. Somebody put my Cash App in the chat for brother Trey. The Cash App is dollar.
Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, it's $ T.P.O.T media.
That's right. $ capital T.P.O.T media. That's $ capital T.P.O.T media. If you wish to drop a few coins up in here. But only do it if you want to. Only do it if you want to. There's the link right there on the old stream. See, the bot heard me, so it went ahead and put it up there for you. See that, brother Trey? See it? The bot went ahead and put it up. He's letting y'all know. Remember, if you wish to drop coin, drop it on Cash App, $ T.P.O.T media. If you wish to drop a like, do that too. All right? Do that as well. If you wish to drop a like. If you wish to drop a like, do that as well. Do that as well. Appreciate that, brother Trey. Come on, y'all. Come on up here. Appreciate that Cash App, brother Trey. So let me ask you this, Lady Jessica. What do you think people who have a problem with you, what do you think the biggest problem is about you that people have with you?
Oh, I think, okay, so a big part of it is obviously the fact that I'm British. I think that's a big part of it, because you do get a lot of, you're British, so why are you speaking on Americans or America, right? So that's one thing. The second thing, I think, is the whole camming up thing. I think that gets people. Okay, I was going to say gets people annoyed, but sometimes I think it's one of two things. It's like, okay, so one, it's like you just want to know if I'm real. You just want to see that I'm real. The second thing is, I feel like some people are purposefully trying to get me to sort of expose more and more of myself. So there's the whole camming up thing. Thirdly, people say my talking points, right? But I don't get exactly what about my talking points they think is controversial. I just say what I think, and people can take offense to that at times. So yeah, that's, I think, the main three things: the fact that I'm a Brit, the fact that I haven't cammed up, and my talks.
Well, let me ask that. Let me play the devil's advocate, for a second here. Why do you your talking points, right? Because
Mhm.
I've heard you around, this medium, and you've been on here, before. Why do you defend, black men, or should I say some black men, or however you want to phrase it? Why do you think you chose to kind of, I guess I want to say, be within the circle of influence of black men on YouTube here? Why is that?
Okay, so it's more a situation of right and wrong. And when you're listening to the conversations that people are having here, you can't deny that basically like 90% of the time the guys are right. They are right. And when you look, and this is the crazy thing, because before I got to this space, um, just being out every day in society, you see, and I was seeing the things that we talk about in this space. I was seeing it for myself. But I just didn't know that a space existed where we actually speak about all of these things. I didn't know something like this was even around, but it's something that I'd been seeing for years and years and years. And I think it has partly to do with the way that I grew up. And so, what I've been taught, I have a certain perspective on things. And yeah, just looking around at society, I'm thinking, do you know what? So much of society is essentially just a mess nowadays. I see the push from the media to promote certain things. I see how some people are picking up on that. I'm watching all of that. And so, yeah, I found this space, and then it's a space where you actually get to discuss it and learn more and learn the reasons behind it. Because when I came in, um, like I could see it happening, but I was also ignorant to a lot of things. So I was ignorant on the laws that were behind it. I was ignorant on the different social movements that were behind it. I was ignorant on a lot of things. So I saw it on a surface level, but here I've been able to find out why it's happening.
All right. And good look on that Cash App, brother Kenny. Appreciate that, brother. Good look on that Cash App. Well, brother Archer has arrived, and I'm assuming you want to square off with Lady Jessica.
Yes, sir. I have a problem with this young lady.
Okay. Uh, what do you want to square off about exactly? Let me get out the way. Hold on. Let me get down here. There you go.
Well, first of all, I feel like she's exhibiting a lot of behavior that we don't like out of the BWs, and that's a lot of selfishness. She has the ear of the swirlers right now, and she's hogging all of that good debate to herself, and I don't appreciate that. I really don't. I would like
All right. Well, let me ask her. Are you willing to? Do you want to debate, brother Archer? Are you willing to take the debate?
Yeah, but what are we going to debate on? The fact that I haven't let you on the panel?
No, the fact you haven't let nobody on the panel. You've been taking them on by yourself. Why? Like, come on now. That's selfish.
Because sometimes I think in situations like that, because here's what they're going to try and do. They're going to try and paint things a certain way, and so when you have the men on the panel sort of going back and forth with them, what they're going to do after that is run back to that platform, wherever they come from, and say, "Do you see what he did? Do you see these black men are always attacking us? These black men are always this, that, the other." Whereas when it's me, sorry, when it's me, they can't use that excuse. And two, one thing I've realized is that YouTube itself actually looks at these things differently. So when I'm a woman saying what I say, I have, like, it's just how YouTube works. I have a lot of more privilege. We talk about female privilege all of the time, right? And I have the privilege of being able to say certain things that if it was coming from a guy, YouTube would try and, like, hang, draw, and quarter them for it. But if I'm saying it, they can't use the the misogynist lines. They can't use the sexist lines. They can't use any of that. They can't use the "who hurt you" line. There's so many different avenues that they always go down in these arguments that they can't pull that with me. They can't use those arguments. They've only really got one or two, which is like the whole colorist thing and the fact that I'm from England. Those are the only two things they've really got. But other than that, there's no comeback.
I see that all sounds good if it's about your channel. And personally, that's selfish because who cares about your channel? We want war. You understand? And you got to let somebody up next time. Do it again. Let us up. If you don't, you're being selfish and you're not really being the perfect pick me that we need you to be.
You can have none of it. So after my stream, someone's welcome to start up another stream. And listen, those ladies, they love an argument, right? So they went over to Mr. Fantastics after I had the stream the other day. A few of them went over there, and the guys were up on the panel, and they were having it out. So that option's always there for you.
All right. Well, I guess I lost this debate. I must have missed Mr. Fantastic thing, so I take my L. I'm dropping down.
I think you're probably busy with a fat woman, with an overweight woman. That's his favorite.
Well, one thing I've noticed, right? I mean, especially when it comes, because I don't know how many damn debates I've done. I mean, we've been doing debates for like the past year now, and actually, I've kind of subsided, because I usually run a series for about a year. That's why I'm doing more challenges now as opposed to debates. And I don't know how many I've done, at least 60 to 70 of them over the course of, say, a year or so. So one thing I've noticed about the debates is that when people debate, it's different than if everybody's on there and you got 6 people yelling at one person, 5 people yelling at one person, 4 people yelling at one person. See, people call that shit a debate, but really it's not. So what often happens is with these type of things, especially with these challenge things, you often don't get people to come up because, see, especially coming up on here, because see, here on T.P.O.T, we have something that niggas aren't used to. Rules. So when you have rules, Negroes is like, no, they don't want to do no rules. They want to be able to yell and scream and hoop and holler and do all this bullshit, uncontrolled, unkempt, and they know here it's not going to happen. They know it's not right in here. All right, no, I'm not gonna let you do it. I'm not. So, if they come up in here, they already know what it's gonna be. They're gonna have to follow the rules, and I don't discriminate. You're a male, female, a midget, a giant, somebody from Mars. It doesn't matter. Everybody must follow the same rules if they come up on here. They already know that. All right.
You know what, Brother X? I can take them 2 at a time. They can tag team me if I want. I can take it as long as they can follow the rules and stick to the debate times. If people want to come up as a tag team and give it to me, that's fine. If you're up for it, if that makes them feel more confident.
That's on you. That's your call. See, now this done turned. See, this isn't the Jessica X challenge anymore. Now it has become Jessica versus the world. See, it's become that now. So, I mean, y'all definitely got to come up here. Now, she says she willing to take 2 of y'all on at a time. 2 at a time. And I'm still not going to get anybody up here.
We can do it how they like it. Just follow the rules. That's it. Yeah. I'm open. I'm open.
Uh-oh. Y'all hear that, right? She is willing to take on multiple opponents.
Oh, you guys in the chat are terrible. Oh gosh. I didn't mean it like that. You guys are terrible.
Yeah, well, this is a male-centered space, so regardless of anything else, it's not a discriminatory space, but it is a male-centered space. So the the brother's gonna take shit and run with it most of the time. But yeah. Good look on that super chat, brother L. Nixon. He says, love Jessica X. The patience she had these past days is amazing. She doesn't make us hate black women. She's just helping us get the message to black women. Appreciate that chat, that super chat, brother L. Nixon. Appreciate that, brother. Good look.
Shout out to L. Nixon.
Oh, hold up. I got to start doing this. Good look, brother L. Nixon. Start doing that, y'all. But yeah, I mean, she's up here. She's willing to take on two of y'all, at once. But y'all don't want to do it, man. I don't want to do it. I don't get it. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I don't get it. Y'all can come up here. Y'all can, do whatever. Come on through. Square off. Come on into the digital square circle, Negroes. Because like I said, she said she's willing to take on brothers as well. So I don't know why, I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is. Aha! Brother Cortez bugging out. He said, "You sure you can handle two?" But yeah.
I'm gonna go and get a drink. I'm gonna be back in just a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
85 with you. Come on, there must be one at least. One. We've been flexible. I'm going to try and, I'm going to go and get a drink and I'm going to come back and maybe throw a few topics out there and maybe one will catch somebody's interest.
Well, it's your call. You got the floor, whatever you want to do.
Okay, cool.
Wow, man. I can't believe. I thought I was talking to my man earlier and I told him, we was talking on the phone. And I told him that this was probably going to happen. The chances of somebody, coming up or showing up and actually squaring off and doing like a debate, I kind of figured it would, this is how it would go. You won't hear nothing from nobody. People watching off in the distance, they watching in the mountaintop and they'll, be saying some old craziness, tomorrow or some other time. But, when they get the opportunity to literally square off, in a verbal, some verbal combat, some metered verbal contact, they wasn't going to do it. I kind of figured this is how it was going to be, man. I kind of figured it's how it's going to be, and actually this happens often, when I bring people up here for a challenge. I bring them up here for a challenge and no one steps up. Literally no one steps up. All right. And then they will get in this person's chat room or they'll make a video about this person. And I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. I do not get it. Because I know if I had as much problems and beef with people to the point where, I'm in the chat room talking all this mess. I'm on other people's channels talking mess and other people's chat rooms talking mess. If I had the opportunity to get up on that person's channel and square off with them, I would. I mean, but that's just me. So I don't know. That's just me. If I had the problems that I've seen, if I had the problems that I've seen people have with me, because it's not like she's the first person to come up here on a challenge night. I've had multiple people come up here on a challenge night. And you know what? It's not that often. You get a few people come up, and usually the people who come up are the people you don't expect. The people you expect to come up, you don't see them. All right? You don't see the people you actually expect. You don't. you see new people like kind of come up and say, yeah, I want to, I want to challenge the brother or whatever. That's usually what you see. So your the people that you have in your mind that you expect to come through, you probably won't see them tonight. The people that come through tonight are going to be people that you didn't even know had a problem with you. To be honest, that's who you're going to see for the most part.
Yeah, usually works that way. Usually works that way for some reason. Like you say, it's never the people you expect to come up. So for some reason, they all just, they're magically busy or they're not here. When the person that they have an issue with, or however you want to put it, they just magically disappear, and it's people you don't expect come up. I remember last time Gabe ended up coming up. I wouldn't expect to have debated him. So yeah, it's always the people you don't expect for some reason.
Yeah, that's how it go. Hold on a second, Lady Jessica. Lady Ruby says, honestly, I really tried just to support you, Brother X, but our rhetoric is just not different enough that I can honestly think of something obvious to debate. Well, this is what Lady Jessica is about to do. She says she's going to throw out a few topics, okay? And y'all look and see if y'all have problems with these topics. How's that sound? So go ahead, Lady Jessica, pull the trigger.
So for Ruby as a woman, we could do is submission the way forward? So I'd be agreeing. You could take the other stance. We could talk about what a woman's role is in a relationship or in society. We could talk about that. We could talk about, I don't know, what we believe men should value in a woman relationship-wise. We could talk about, what else could we do? I don't know, we could do the colorism one, although I don't think she'll disagree with me there, but maybe, possibly. We could do we could touch on the cam up thing, because I remember seeing Ruby make a few comments about she thought I was a catfish and she thought I should cam up, so we could speak about that. We could speak about what else could we do? I'm not sure. I know she's from Canada. Maybe we could do like a Canada versus the UK, and how women are here. Which one would be better? I don't know. Just throwing a few things out there.
All right. Lady Ruby, you heard all of that. I mean, I know you already have my email, so you can go ahead and hit me up. Let me know if you want to come through or not. I would like to see Lady Ruby debate. I was trying to get her to debate a while back. Boy, I had a few opponents for her too, and she was like, "Oh no, Brother X, I don't want to debate." So, I mean,
do you know what? It can be a bit daunting coming up here. I remember because last time was the first time I came up, and I was so nervous. I was so nervous. So I get it can be daunting to come up, but then you do it once, and the next time it's just easier and easier.
Yeah, but I don't understand that though. I hear that. I hear that, and people say, "Oh, X, girls they don't like coming to." I don't know why people say that, because I don't discriminate against women. Like, I mean, you look at my archives. I let women come on my show, and I see women go on other brothers' streams, and they're up there. But coming up here, I guess I think women have a problem with me because I'm always talking about these old mamas. I think that kind of bothers them, But if they was to pay attention to what's going on here, I don't disrespect women when they come on my. Let's just be straight with that. I don't disrespect the ladies when they come up here. I don't bitch them and hoe them, or I don't do any of that. Any women that have ever been up here, no one can say, "Oh, X, you really disrespected me when I came on his show." They can't even say that shit. They can't. None of them can say it. They can't say it. they can try to connect what I say to some other shit. You know, they can say, oh, he talks about these old mamas and I'm a mama and my mama's a mama, so that means he's talking about us. You know, they can say that shit, but they can't say directly if they came up on my stream that I ever treated them any different, you know what I'm saying, than I do the brothers. I mean, I don't make any concessions for them. No, I don't. But I don't treat them any different either. So, you know, anybody that says that's a damn lie. You know, they're just lying.
Yeah, when I was saying that, like the first time that I came up, I was nervous and it was daunting. It wasn't anything to do with being a woman or feeling like it's not woman friendly. It's just because it was a debate, and then it's like, there's going to be a winner, loser sort of thing. And so that's why I was nervous, and because it was my first time, but it had nothing to do with being a woman or feeling like your platform isn't woman friendly. You've always been respectful. Everything is very neutral. You're very fair in the way that you carry things out. I don't think women could ask for anything more, really.
Yeah, you know. Oh, I sent it, Lady Ruby. I sent it. Yeah, I mean, you know. Oh, so you were nervous because you was afraid of the L. Were you afraid of the loss? That what it was? You was afraid you're gonna come up here and lose?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's going to be like, you suck in the audience, take the L. No, it was just like, it was, I don't know, I'm nervous, like kind of doing anything for the first time. And sometimes people think that I don't know, like I'm really out there and I'm this great debater, but I do get nervous with public speaking. So it was just like first time, doing it, it was a bit nervous. But now after I did it, it was, I was talking really fast because I wanted to just cram everything in before the time frame. But then as the debate went on, you just relax a bit and you ease into it.
Yeah, well, often when women come up here and debate, they often say that because, see, a lot of them, they're not used to kind of, you know, because when you debate, you have X amount of time to get X point across. So you have to kind of compact your speech. You know what I'm saying? You have to compact not just your speech, you also have to compact your ideas because you got to fit, you know, a lot of information into 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. And people don't realize that 4 and 5 minutes isn't a lot of time. I think we lose track of how much time we actually spend talking when we're up here, you know, running our damn, pie holes. You know, we forget how much time we run. Yeah, we forget how much time we spend running our damn mouths. And a lot of the stuff we want to say, we have a hard time squeezing it into 4 and 5 and 6 minutes. I think that's the problem that people run into.
That's definitely the problem that I had, and that's why I was talking so fast, because the first time I spoke normally, and then before I knew it, it was like the time was up. And I was like, oh wow, like you don't,
Yeah.
it's like you say, we don't realize how long we spend speaking. And so you
Yep.
really do have to condense your points and make them very precise. So
That's
yeah.
right. That's right. You know, that's the only way. You got to condense the old mouthpiece, and likewise condense the old brain. But what's good, Lady Ruby?
Brother X, how are you doing? Long time, long time. I
Yeah,
know.
absolutely. You ain't been down here to see me. You know, you forgot about me. You know,
No,
been
you know
down here to
why?
see me.
No, it's because I have a radio show on Wednesday nights.
Oh,
So,
get out. You
yeah,
do?
I do, but you started earlier today. Technically, I'm running late for the segment that goes right before mine, which I normally watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then me and Char Willie have a segment that starts at 9:30. So normally you go live while I'm on the radio. So
Oh,
I
well,
haven't been able to make it.
I didn't know because she had sent me a thing. Lady Char had sent me a thing a while back about a radio show. I didn't know you were on there too.
Yes,
I
because
didn't.
she has a segment from 8 until 9:30, and then me and her have a segment from 9:30 until 11. So
Oh, okay. I gotta get on down there and check it out. And what nights is it? What nights is it?
Wednesday night.
Wow.
Yes.
So, well, I guess that's why I haven't been down there,
Exactly.
'cause
So
I
that's
did
why
that.
I suddenly left the, and I wasn't coming to the debates anymore because I started the radio show. So I wasn't able to be here.
Wow. Yeah, because she did send me, she did send me a thing, and it was a while ago. I don't even remember she had sent it to me. And of course I do this every Wednesday, so I haven't been able to, it just so happened tonight we're doing it earlier, because Lady Jessica's, she's across the pond. So, we had to do it a little earlier. But she's here. So
And hello,
well,
Jessica. Didn't mean to
Hey.
ignore you.
so what we doing, ladies? What we got going on here? Y'all see I got my big clock up already. So what we doing?
And I just want to defend myself first, is that originally with the debates, first of all, you wanted me to do lady on lady. And then none of the suggestions you made were Ruby appropriate, because I don't do the whole let's attack each other and get in our feelings. And it's not my thing. So this is why I didn't do the debates. But I'm like, okay, I spoke to her yesterday, and we disagreed a little bit, but it was all calm, logical, rational. No one got crazy or in their feelings or started, even throwing like subliminal attacks. So okay, all right, but let's try this out. We'll try out this debate thing. What was your position on colorism? Because honestly, up until that point, I'm pretty sure that everything you said we're in alignment with. But what's your position on colorism?
Okay. So yeah, just quickly, like I said in the beginning, it's just a debate. It's light-hearted. There's no tension, hard feelings, anything like that. It's literally just a debate, and it's fun. So my stance on the colorism is that it's perpetuated to be a much bigger deal than it really is, and women use colorism as an excuse. So that's my argument, is that colorism is an excuse for women.
See, this is the problem, is that I thought you were going to say you didn't think it existed. I'm like, okay, I could do that. That I can do. But, I can't necessarily disagree with either of the 2 points you made. I mean, I could just maybe the first one. I do think people use it as an excuse, but, maybe that it is a bigger deal than you think it is. So maybe we could do that.
Okay.
I'm trying, man. I really want to support this because I think it's cool that, you came take on everyone. Hopefully, if I'm here, that'll inspire some other people to want to get up too. But let's do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
right.
I appreciate you coming up, and I appreciate you going out of your way to sort of make the debate happen, even if we don't necessarily disagree. So I appreciate that.
Right. Okay, so let's do it. Okay.
All right. So let's do it. Lady Jessica squares off with Lady Ruby, and we're debating what is colorism. Colorism's a bigger deal than people make it is, or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Women exaggerate colorism.
There you go.
Okay. And you disagree with that, right, Lady Ruby?
I disagree. Yes.
All right. So that will make you the anti. That means you will be going first. Let me explain the rule.
Damn it.
That's how it goes. The negative goes first. That's how it goes. So let me explain the rules again. We will have 5 minutes opening statements, right? Each debater will go lay down their premise. Then after that, we go into something called a rebuttal round. The rebuttal rounds are 4 minutes. We do 2 rounds of that. Then we go into something called a clocked open rapid fire, where the 2 debaters can just kind of go head to head. No clock. Well, it will be clocked, but there'll be no referee, no nothing. And then after that, we go into closing arguments. Then we go to the polls. All right? All right. So, Lady Ruby, you are up first. 5 minutes on the clock. Lady Ruby, pull the trigger. Open the statements.
Okay. All right. So at the end of the day, colorism, especially on this continent, I can't say necessarily across the world, since I don't live across the world, but I know on this continent, it has a profound effect especially on young girls, from a very, very early age. So, and this is not just in the concepts of dating and, beauty ideals, which, there's a lot of talk about, but this also comes into affecting friendships, into group acceptance within your group and outside of your group. It affects you as far as your success and the way people view you, your teachers in school, employment opportunities. So, I mean, I do think that overall colorism kind of affects every aspect of a girl's life, but colorism does actually also impact men and their dating options in the way that the group, within group and outside of group, perceive and treat them, the opportunities that are given to them or denied by them, the way that their behavior, their moods, their movement, their dress is perceived by society, and the way that they're treated. So I actually think, if anything, colorism is a bigger deal, and affects more than we tend to talk about colorism, because mostly when we talk about colorism, we're simply talking about dating choices and dating preferences, and that is so reductive, and it really doesn't actually truly address the full scope and breadth of the effects that colorism have, especially in this society. I'm pretty much done.
You're finished?
Yeah, that was
That's
it.
it?
I told you, man, I didn't have like preparation time. So
Okay.
I didn't know I'd be doing this today.
Are you ceding your time?
I'll cede my time.
Lady Jessica, do you want this time?
Oh, I don't know if I could do 8 minutes. I'll just
Okay.
take my 5.
Okay, good enough. Go ahead. It's my first time using this clock, y'all. So
Yeah, usually you have a guest doing it.
yeah, I have a timekeeper. There is a T.P.O.T official timekeeper.
Right. Like,
All
it's
right.
so much more common. It's so common sense when you're watching it, right? Like,
Mhm.
and then I'll be like, oh, you didn't say this, or you didn't do this at this time. But now that I'm up here, I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Like, like what?
All right. All right, Lady Jessica, 5 minutes on the clock. Opening statements. Pull the trigger.
Okay, so to get into colorism, one of the biggest pushbacks that I have when I give my stance on colorism is that we are in different parts of the world, right? And that things are different in America. And as a Brit, I'm not able to talk about issues that affect Americans. However, one thing that I've always said is that Britain is very, very similar to America. Sure, there are nuances, but for the most part, it's the same, right? And the racial dynamics between the Black community themselves, like as a whole, is actually the same as it is in America. We can relate on a lot of similar issues, right? And proof of that is whenever you look at any of the big platforms that discuss colorism, you'll see that the second biggest demographic on those channels comes from British women, right? Black British women. So the Black British women over here are feeling the same as American women. And that goes some way to prove that we're actually dealing with pretty similar circumstances. And the women feel, almost identically when it comes to colorism. So that's to address the whole different continent aspect of things. And then Ruby went a bit into speaking about how colorism can affect friendship groups. And my argument there would be that actually, for the most part, it's not actually colorism that affects friendship groups. It's insecurity that stems from certain skin tones being put one above the other, and that actually starts with women themselves, right? So I think, like I said, I think colorism is exaggerated, and I think when it does happen, it's mainly happening at the hands of women. So women to women, right? Woman to woman. And that is what affects friendship groups, because We've seen the phenomenon of women wanting to be friends with somebody that's less attractive than them so they can be more good looking, and vice versa. There are women who, if you perceive your color to not be as attractive as somebody else's, you might avoid them. Or if you perceive somebody of another skin color, skin complexion, I should say, to have an entitlement mentality, then you're going to avoid them. And that's what actually affects friendships rather than colorism itself. It's insecurity as opposed to colorism. I'm going to go into employment opportunities. I don't feel employment opportunities are something that's affected heavily by colorism, right? We know that with affirmative action that happens nowadays, there is a push to have all sorts of demographics of Black women in the workforce. And a lot of the time, I'd actually argue that companies are going out of their way to hire darker skinned women because it puts on a better visual display of, you know, variety, for lack of a better word, but it puts on a better display of variety to people who are coming in. And in today's society, we are very conscious of people want workforces to be diverse, right? The workforce must be diverse. And so if you have a woman and she's dark skinned, you are ticking 2 diversity boxes right there. And that's very pleasing to the public, to the customer, and to the government. Thirdly, we spoke about how colorism affects men. And I'd say that colorism, again, when it affects men, it's usually at the hands of women and darker skinned women at that. You spoke about how colorism and how men can be profiled by the police. Well, to me, that's actually something that all Black men face, no matter the skin tone. And we've always said that if somebody's a racist, you know, whether you're light skin, brown skin, dark skin, you're going to face racism still. They don't care what tone you are. They just don't like the fact that you're a different race. And so when we're going into the police and the unfair pursuit of Black men, that affects Black men equally. And so, yeah, I'm going to finish my first round there.
All right. Go ahead and reset. We're going into the rebuttal rounds now, and the rebuttal rounds are 4 minutes. So we left off with Lady Jessica, Lady Ruby. You are up. This is the rebuttal round. 4 minutes on the clock. Pull the trigger.
I should have been paying more attention to the rules at the beginning, but okay. I also should have gotten a notepad for those of y'all who ever come up here. Maybe do that. So let's start at the concept of colorism and it affecting both men and women. Because see, the thing is, they've actually done a ton of studies on implicit bias. So most people do talk about the police. I didn't. I actually speak more about attitudes and the ways that, for example, behavior is weighted or punished. And so they've done lots of studies on this, and they've actually proven that when it comes to both Black men and women, the darker their skin tone, the more masculine, aggressive, and therefore dangerous they are perceived to be, whether it's a behavior, whether it's a mood, whether it's a thought or words that come out of their mouths. And so therefore they're actually penalized more heavily. And this starts again in grade school. And this is why you have a bunch of young girls who walk into kindergarten, and at the beginning with the paper doll test, right, they all think that they're all beautiful. What's the one that's beautiful? The one that looks like them. By the time they're in the ends of, we'll say, childhood or so, by that point, they think that the dark-skinned doll, the darkest one, is the ugliest one and the stupidest one. And the name's a negative adjective, and it's all towards the darkest skinned doll. So you're absolutely right in the fact that come adulthood, you're definitely seeing probably a more conscious pushing of the colorism attitudes and stereotypes, at least overtly. But this is something that is being sold and pushed at them and to them. And people like to make the argument that, oh, well, maybe it's their mothers that are doing this, but it's not necessarily their mothers. Overall, media in society can be very damaging. And when you're an immigrant to a country, right? And I mean, I'm in a country that's full of immigrants as well. We have a home country. We have a place where we understand that we're immigrants to this country, and so this country doesn't fully represent us except for as immigrants, right? But we have a country that is full of us. We have a country that has a standard ideal of beauty or perfection that reflects us somehow, right? But when your only home country is a place where you will never be the standard of beauty, the standard of grace, the standard of anything positive, for being a minority group, B, because of the history that your people hold on this continent, right? It has a very damaging effect. And these effects are being delivered to you in the way that the history is being taught, in the media that is pushed and not pushed, in who is being rewarded and not, who is being trusted or not. And you pick these things up, whether they're being happening to you or you're seeing the messages around you at any given time. So the problem is, right, and this is where I said, again, when we're talking about colorism, people like to make it about really obvious, overt, in your face subjects because, you know, it comes up during the discussion of that subject. But the fact of the matter is it's not about the overt things that are really dragging people down. It's about these little implicit slaps in the face that happen on a daily basis in your life from the time you are a very young child that program you into thinking that based on a skin tone, right? The closer to white, the righter you are. The closer to white, the less dangerous you are. That starts telling you that you're bad for something that you have no control over. And that internalized self-hate affects everything else.
All right. That's going to be time. So, go ahead. 4 minutes on the clock. Lady Jessica, you're up. Pull the trigger.
Okay, so first things first, I'll address what she said about attitudes and the bias that people have towards different skin tones and, you know, implicit bias. And I believe that there can be a subconscious preference towards a skin tone, and I'm going to explain where that comes from. And I think we can explain that by things like when you just mentioned the Dole test. And one thing that the Dole test proves is that actually it's not external society that is pushing a skin color hierarchy. That's not coming from external society. That's actually coming from within households. And we know that that's happening a lot in Black communities. And in Black communities in America and even here, what do we see when we're looking at households? They are primarily single mother households. And that shows you that within these single mother households, there's a dynamic that is going on where these children's psyche and confidence is being affected when it comes to their skin color is being affected. And we've seen this numerous times. I've heard numerous women speak of their first experiences of colorism, right? And it stems from their mothers, it stems from the women around them in their families, and they notice the nuances as even as children, as young as, because I think they did the Dole test on some different ranges. I think you had like a group that was quite young, probably about 4 or 5, and another group that's probably about 7, 8, a bit older. And so at 4 or 5, you have limited external exposure. A lot of the time when we're talking about colorism, in the first place that it happens, it's within the household, and it's mothers showing a preference for lighter skin, quote unquote, good hair and certain features. And young girls pick up on that. And then that insecurity begins to follow them throughout their life. And so whenever something happens to them, they now go back to that insecurity that they have. So if a guy didn't want them, it has to be colorism. And that's how you see men being blamed for colorism, right? Mainly. If a guy doesn't want them, it's because he's colorist. if they didn't get a job, it's because the the person hiring them was a colorist. If they don't, I don't know, we could go on and on and on. If somebody treats them badly, it's because they're a colorist. And so everything stems back to that insecurity that was started when they were small by primarily their mothers, right? And that follows them throughout society, throughout the rest of their lives. And then they start blaming everything that happens to them that they don't like on colorism, even if it's not colorism. This is why I say it's exaggerated, because usually it's not colorism, but they blame it on colorism because of those first experiences growing up as a child and seeing the dynamics of how other women treat girls differently. Just quickly to touch on the standard of beauty, the media and society. Actually, if you look, the standard of beauty today is the dark-skinned black woman. When we look at, I think it's either Miss World or Miss Universe, she is a dark-skinned black woman. She's an African dark-skinned black woman, natural hair, short hair, right? That is, Miss Universe and Miss World literally is the standard of beauty and the standard of grace. When we look at one of the biggest Hollywood actresses of the past few years, Lupita Nyong'o, a dark-skinned woman, again, natural hair, short hair, and they're showing you that despite you being darker skinned, maybe having short hair, you are still beautiful, you are still graceful, and you can still make it to the very top. So the media is actually showing girls they can make it.
All right, that's going to be time. So we're going to go into the final rebuttal round. 4 minutes on the clock. Lady Ruby, you are up. Pull the trigger.
Oh, so I talk by myself still? Okay. So here's the thing. First and foremost, let's address the last thing you said there. I was writing it down. See, I suck. I really should have
Lupita
gotten better.
Nyong'o and Miss World, Miss
Thank
Universe.
you. Okay. And so here's the issue is that there's a difference between what society tries to manipulate to appease the social masses who are, coming at them with pitchforks versus what's naturally there. And actually one of the issues with colorism, which again, people rarely discuss because they only really discuss the impact that colorism tends to have on dark-skinned people, primarily women, is the impact that colorism has on light-skinned women. Because people don't see that it's an issue that, for example, as a light-skinned woman, that all people see you as is arm candy or a sex magnet or whatever. And so they're actually less likely to take you seriously as someone who's intelligent, someone who could run a business, someone who could do anything other than be someone's arm candy or fun in the sack. And so actually, these are actually also prevalent biases that are, I would say, work against intelligent women who, again, can't control their skin tone whatsoever. Like a lot of light-skinned guys that I have spoken to, and I know a lot of dark-skinned guys who never had to have a fight in childhood. And I don't know very many light-skinned guys who didn't. Because again, that perception of light skin being associated with softness and femininity and, all of that, that translates to men too. And so they're the ones who you want to pick on a fight with someone, you want to try to find the weakest person to beat up. Well, they were going for the light-skinned guy. And so he had to do a lot of fighting to prove himself when he was younger. And actually, this is something that a few light-skinned male content creators have spoken about as well. So colorism doesn't just affect dark-skinned people. It does also affect light-skinned people. And again, I mean, if you're okay with being stereotyped as someone without a brain, then I guess it wouldn't be an issue. To me, I think it's an issue one way or the other that based on something as superficial as your skin tone, all of your actual traits and qualities, whether they be beauty or intelligence or anything else, will be entirely dismissed. So a second thing is, and I really wanted to address this. So the thing that we know about early childhood development, this is something I studied a lot, is that children follow a relatively predictable path of development. And so they start off very young, and their first teachers are whom? They're guardians, right? They're guardians and their siblings, the people inside of the home. And that sets your foundations, your moral code, a bunch of stuff. And then you get to early childhood. And early childhood is when you first start actually looking out. So you start looking for teachers, police, people like that, the stars on TV, things like that, to start telling you what the rules of society are. And by late childhood, you actually start going almost entirely by your peer group. And what your peer group is acknowledging or accepting or declining as being the rules for how you get by. Evolutionarily, this makes sense since we have to be successful within our peer group in order for us to survive and reproduce. And so in and of itself, if it was actually predominantly parents that were solely conditioning their children into colorism, and that's the way that the human brain worked, well, then you would see this as soon as kids hit kindergarten, early grade school. But as you said, they did test groups of various ages. And the fact that you're only seeing this in late childhood would suggest that the source lays either in the group or in the peer group.
All right. That's going to be time. And we are going to be going into the final piece of the rebuttal round. So, 4 minutes on the clock. Lady Jessica, you're up. Pull the trigger.
Okay, so I'll go point by point. The first thing she spoke about was when I mentioned, Miss World. I think it's Miss World, Miss Universe, and Miss USA or Miss Teen USA, that are all black women, right? And she said that it's manipulation, and the only reason that they're doing this is to appease society. And I find it funny because whenever black women or dark-skinned black women are put into the spotlight, it's always to appease people, it's always manipulation. But that excuse is never given whenever the spotlight is on anybody else. So whenever it's another group, it's always serious. But whenever it's a dark-skinned black woman, it's always appeasing. And that to me is right there, it's an excuse and it's victim mentality, right? I'm going to go into the second thing she said, and she spoke of colorism actually going the other way, and so colorism affecting people with lighter skin, and that if you have lighter skin as a woman, you're just seen as arm candy, right? You're just seen as an airhead, and that the stereotypes that can go along with having lighter skin means that you're almost stripped of certain aspects of your personality. Sorry, give me a second. Stripped of certain aspects of your personality. And for me personally, I'd argue that those aren't light skin problems. Those are pretty girl problems. That's nothing to do with colorism. That's to do with how attractive you are. And so women of all races and all skin tones, if they are attractive, they are seen as arm candy. People may think that you're a bit of an airhead. People might presume that you're less intelligent. That happens because you're attractive, and that goes across the board. And sometimes, a lot of the time, what women like to do with colorism is they take problems that go across the board and apply it to skin color, when that's just not the case. And we see the same happen with, so I said those are like pretty girl problems. We see the same with unattractive women problems. Someone didn't pick me. Well, it might be because you're unattractive, or if you're overweight, I didn't get picked. It could be because you're overweight. But a lot of the time, unattractive girls' problems are termed as colorism, when it's not colorism. It's just that you're less attractive than somebody else, and that's the way the world works, right? There's always someone prettier out there. And so, addressing the last point quickly, she said that guardians set early development. And here's where I disagreed with you with when you said that when they did the Dole test on children who were younger, I believe it was even with younger children and with the older age group, that they still, dark-skinned kids still preferred the lighter Dole. They still wanted the lighter Dole. And so, you said guardians set early development and your peer group determines that at a later age. But I'm saying if it's already enforced at early childhood, then even later on, at 5, 6, when they're going to kindergarten, as you guys call it, that mentality is already there. And so when they're learning from their peer groups and they're learning from the other children, because they do that, they're also learning what they learned at home. And that's that dark skin is not as good as light skin. Their parents or their family have used that to bring them down. And so they use it as an ad hominem on somebody else. And that's what you see with children. They pick it up at home first, and they take it to places like kindergarten. And that's why, you might not swear around a child. They go to nursery and they pick up swear words from other kids. So if it's already enforced at home, they're going to learn the same thing from their peer group. It's already been established by that point.
All right. It's going to be time, and that's going to be the rebuttal round. I know I said earlier that we were going to do a 12-minute clocked rapid fire, but we're going to do it for 10 minutes, because we have time constraints, and there may be some other competitors. So this is the rapid fire round. It's 10 minutes, but there's no ref, there's no nothing, there's no me. It's just you two ladies. We left off with Lady Jessica, so we start off with Lady Ruby. 10 minutes on the clock. Ladies, this is rapid fire. Pull the trigger.
Taking notes did not help because I can't see in the dark. I'm turning on the light. But as I go, no, it really didn't. It's so badly written. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to address, I guess, is kind of within the last few things you said. And so let's talk about the fact that, and again, this is evolutionary process, right? That people trust and judge people who look most like them as more trustworthy, more attractive. You gain automatic favor. The more that someone looks the most like you, the more these things are going to be automatic. Likewise, you're actually more likely to feel distrust, disdain, to suspect people who look the least like you. Now, again, why is this important somewhere in a country where this is your country, and yet you are a minority? Well, because that means the majority look at you and don't see themselves, but do automatically see someone that they don't trust and that they can't trust. And I mean, studies prove this over and over and over again. You flash a picture at people and there's a white guy who's there threatening a little old lady with a knife or a gun, and it turns into, in their minds, that the dark-skinned kid sitting in the background is the one who has a gun and everyone else is scared. Right? I mean, these are automatic, implicit biases, implicit things that are being linked in people's minds. And yes, the implicit attraction, that connection is stronger the darker the skin is. So we do see it again and again in the research.
So I would say that goes more along the lines of racism as opposed to colorism. I think colorism is most highlighted when we're speaking within our own specific racial group. And that's really where we see the nuances of colorism come out, because when these women are complaining about colorism, they say in order to defeat colorism, what they're going to do is divest and they're going to start dating white men instead. And so if the argument that you're using is that, white people are even more colorist because the shade is even further from dark skin, then that would defeat the whole purpose of what these women are doing with the whole, divestment movement and when they're dating out. So I'd say it's something that happens more within our own racial group, and that's how we can best look at it properly. And even when you look, you're correct when you say people have implicit bias towards people who look most like themselves. If you have a positive self-esteem, right, you have an implicit bias towards people who look like yourself. However, if you don't have a positive self-esteem, you actually do the opposite and you start to prefer what's going away from you. And so a lot of the times what you see with women is that they don't mind, just say a woman has a child, they don't mind if their son is dark skinned, but they want that light skinned daughter. And so even though if the boy is dark skinned, they won't put him down for that, right? But when colorism does happen, and this is why I say it all starts when they're young, when it does happen, it's usually from a mother towards a daughter, and that's what puts the insecurity in her. And then throughout her lifetime, she goes on to blame everything on colorism because that's her first initial insecurity that she's picked up, and she's picked that up from her mother. And so now when she goes out, it's like I said, if she doesn't get a job, it's not that you weren't good enough. It's not that you didn't do a good interview. It's not that you turned up shabby. It's because you had dark skin. If a boy doesn't want you, it's not because you've got a bad attitude. It's not because you're overweight. It's not because the other girl was prettier. It's because of colorism. Everything goes back to that initial insecurity. And that's why I say it's exaggerated, because they take everything back to that initial insecurity they had and say it's
Yeah.
colorism.
Well, and some
However,
people do, right? And then some people absolutely do that. But just because we have some people who have, taken that ingrained kind of self-hate and the colorism and whatever, and have made it their life excuse, doesn't actually mean that the concept of colorism or the impacts that it actually has, is exaggerated. They might be personally, individually exaggerating it, but it doesn't mean that colorism in and of itself and the actual impacts of colorism on the Black community overall is actually exaggerated. The concept of it is not actually exaggerated, except for by a few people who are looking for that excuse and who have been handed that excuse. And if they didn't have that excuse, they would use a different excuse, right? We can't use them to sit there and say, well, since their personal individually they're exaggerating, right? Then, well, therefore we should just throw out the whole entire argument, right? Because they don't represent, really honestly, they don't actually represent the average, but they don't represent the research and the statistics behind the fact that colorism, this implicit bias concept, the idea that yes, Black is Black, you're absolutely right, but hey, guess what? They're still judging, like I said, that automatic judgment is significantly higher when they're looking at dark skinned versus light skinned Black people, right? And it's not the features that change, that it is literally just the skin tone. We're talking about white to Black. I do think that we have to address the way society looks at us, but you're right, the community and society, that the whole colorism aspect, it's different. It is different. So they have to be addressed separately, but they're both important.
I'm going to throw the implicit bias out of here, right? I'm going to throw the implicit bias out of there because, as I said, one thing that these women who are saying that they're experiencing colorism always go to is that they only experience colorism from Black men. As far as they're concerned, they don't experience colorism from dark-skinned women or any other group. It's only it's only from light-skinned women and Black men, right? Dark-skinned Black men. That's the only people they experience colorism from. Or I'll say Black men as a whole. And so when we're talking about implicit bias, and mainly that pertains to another race, why would they say that they've never experienced colorism from that other race and their solution to colorism is to actually go and date that other race? That throws the whole implicit bias argument out the window.
It totally
makes
doesn't.
It does make it void, because if we're talking about implicit bias and people being most attracted to what they are, right? White is the furthest you can get from being dark-skinned Black. If we're talking about implicit bias and using that as an argument, then why would you go and choose the furthest thing from you if we're saying that implicit bias is the reason behind colorism, but you're going to, according to implicit bias, you're going to the furthest thing away from you, which means they have the least bias towards you, and then you're saying that is going to solve your problem. That right there doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. But see, here's the difference. No, it doesn't make sense. But see, the people that you're talking about, this very small group of people that ultimately only care about colorism insofar as they're using it as an excuse or some type of vendetta for why it is that they can't find themselves a man. Like I said, that's an incredibly reductive view of colorism and why it's important at all. And so if anything, I would throw them away, because at the end of the day, they're the ones who end up invalidating themselves in a whole bunch of other manners as well. That doesn't mean that colorism and its impacts are less valid and less big just because all they know how to do is think about getting a man and how their baby's hair could be pretty in the next generation or whatever other foolishness. Like, that's such a reductive way of looking at life to begin with. So if that's all you're thinking about, right, then I mean, where are your priorities?
That's why I posed the argument, and I came through with the stance that colorism itself is exaggerated and it's made out to be a much bigger problem than it actually is. Because what you find is the vast majority of women who are saying that colorism exists and they experience colorism, their solution is to do what you said and go and date out of the race, right? And so that's a completely moot point. And that's what the vast majority of women who are saying they're experiencing colorism are actually doing. And so what it shows is that, again, colorism is an excuse. You feel like you're not getting picked within the community. Why aren't you getting picked? Because you're overlooking your own flaws and you feel like it's going to be better if you leave the community. But if you leave the community, implicit bias exists. It does. And I agreed with you. And that's why when you go outside of the community and you go to the white race, they actually find black women the least attractive of all groups, right? Because of implicit bias, because you're so far from them. And so it makes their whole point invalid. They're going to a group. Their solution to colorism is go to a group who actually is more quote unquote colorist than the actual group that they're in. These women don't make sense. They just don't want to work on themselves. They don't want to change. And they think that dating outside of the race is going to be the solution to all their problems. When quite
And I think that's
frankly,
fair. I mean, I think it's fair.
it's
I
not.
think that it's an unfair statement to throw away colorism because some people are wielding it in front of themselves as a mask or as an excuse. Do you know what I mean? Like it's totally valid to say you're using that as an excuse without throwing colorism as a valid thing away, because it does actually exist within the community, does actually impact within the community as well. Like there's only so much time we have in the debate, but I'm just saying, like it's so like that one point is so reductive. It's almost like we need a part 2 and not
That's
include
time.
dating in it. Do you know what I mean?
That is time. That is time, ladies. Now we're going into the closing statements. We led off with Lady Ruby, so Lady Jessica will lead off with the closing statements. 5 minutes on the clock. Lady Jessica, you are up. Closing statements. Pull the trigger.
5 minutes. Okay, so I'm just going to reiterate the points that I made before. Whenever you hear the term colorism is a term that's thrown around in order to shame and guilt black men into picking a certain subgroup of women. If you don't like me, you must hate yourself. If you don't like me, you must be a colorist. It's a term that's made to actually shame people and make them feel guilty, right? And when you're trying to shame the other side and you're trying to make the other side feel guilty, what it does is it takes accountability away from you as an individual, and it stops you from looking at what do I need to change in a situation. And a lot of these women who are throwing around the term colorism aren't willing to work on themselves. They're lazy when it comes to improving individually, right? It's a lot easier for me to quickly say the words, you're a colorist, instead of me going to the gym. It's a lot easier for me to quickly throw out the term, you're a colorist, than it is for me to work on my attitude, for me to work on my demeanor. It's a lot easier to go to the colorism narrative. And like I said, I agree with Ruby when she brought up implicit bias. And implicit bias is real. It's something that's backed by science. And implicit bias tells us that usually we're most attracted to what looks most like us, right? Because we can relate to that. And so if these women, implicit bias is real. And even the stats prove this, because when we look at desirability of the races, black women to white men, they're actually bottom of the desirability list. And that makes sense. If we're going back to implicit bias, it makes sense because black women are furthest away from, white men, from white skin. And so the notion that they think that they're going to get almost like quote unquote this white savior who's going to come through and save the day is actually ridiculous. And the notion that they're saying that they receive so much colorism within the black community, but then they go outside of the black community and they essentially receive no colorism at all, that itself is also ridiculous. So I would say, I think that kind of proved that, because this is the argument that most women who scream about colorism are using, saying that, I'm going to date out of the community, I'm going to date out of the race, I'm going to divest, I'm going to do all of this. That itself actually disproves the whole colorism logic. It disproves it all. And I never said that colorism doesn't exist. I think it does exist, but on a very small scale. And it's something that is started in childhood by women mainly. But if you ask these women who are talking about colorism, other women can do no wrong. as long as she's dark skinned, as long as she looks like them. A dark skinned woman can do no wrong. It's always somebody else's fault. And we've seen the studies actually prove that this is starting in the home before they're even around other races, before they've even had a chance to experience being around a lot of different skin tones. It starts within the home. And primarily, those are single mother homes. It starts with women, and women need to start taking accountability. I explained in one of my shows how we had a dark skinned activist, right? A woman who spends all of her time on YouTube only talking about colorism. She started movements for colorism, saying that dark skinned black women are being held back, right? Black men are always, dragging dark skinned black women. When she got into an argument with another black woman, this colorism activist called her a burnt piece of crispy chicken. And this is a colorism activist. And if that doesn't show you that it's these very same women complaining about colorism who are actually perpetuating colorism, then I don't know what else to tell you. Men, when these women are throwing the colorism narrative at you, ignore it. It's a way to try and shame you and guilt you into picking someone despite all of their other flaws. You must look over all of their other flaws and you must be with them simply because they have dark skin. And if you don't, you're a self-hater and you're a horrible person. It's a shame and guilt tactic, and it's a tactic used so people don't have to change their behavior.
All right. That's going to be time. 5 minutes on the clock. Lady Ruby, you are up. Closing statements. Pull the trigger.
All right. Next time I'll be better prepared and actually, notepad and the whole nine. I can't even find a pen that works. Anyway, so let's start at the beginning here. Just because there is a small segment, because to be honest, right? I mean, if you take Black YouTube, this is a very small segment of the population. So just because a very small segment of the population wields something like a shield or a sword or whatever and bastardizes this thing, doesn't mean that it's actually not true. They might be using a very reductive aspect of colorism. They might be using a very reductive mindset when addressing it, and they definitely might be using it to try to place blame on some group so they can feel better about themselves. But it doesn't actually eliminate the fact that outside of all of that foolishness, colorism is real. It's deep. It affects within the community. It affects us from without the community to within the community. And those are facts, right? So when the research, when the statistics, when the numbers actually support something, when the research actually supports something, you should believe it. And so what it comes down to, because for all of this the colorism stuff that we talk about, for example, and these terrible names that children call themselves, and Black children in particular always go to race from a very early age. And you know what? I would love to say that it's only coming from single mother homes or just from the moms in the home or whatever. But children are vicious to each other. And they are hearing these things from the older generation who heard it from the older generation who heard it from the older generation and so on. The difference is, though, is that type of mean, malicious behavior that you see from little kids in general, across the board, is being impacted and compounded by other factors outside of their little mini group, even outside of the greater community. And it's being impounded and compacted in such a way that this colorism, the way it impacts even our preconceived notions and ideals about each other, about the way that we make friend groups, right? So, for example, if you have 99.9% Black school and Black community, you probably haven't experienced this. But if you live somewhere where it's a little bit more diverse, what you might find is there's a lot of hate and distrust that's being aimed at the light-skinned girl who's over there, right? She's normally the minority. There's less of her. And you think that she thinks that she's better than you. Why? Well, someone told you that, right? And it wasn't her. right? But that's how you're going to treat. So now you're ostracized, you're pushed to the outside. So what does she end up doing? She ends up wanting to get with the dark skinned guy, create slightly darker babies. And then, hey, guess what? Her babies aren't going to experience the thing that she experienced, right? Likewise, what do we see women do on the other side who are dark skinned? Well, they want their kids to have nicer hair and a narrower nose and lighter skin. Why? So that way she doesn't get called this, that, and the next thing, just like she did, right? Women are more emotional, and the subtext in our head constantly, whether we're aware of it or not, is constantly trying to make ourselves and our next generation more beautiful, i.e. more evolutionarily adaptive or fit, so that way they can be more successful than we were, so that way they can survive and reproduce more successfully than we did, right, when they get to their generation. This is something that is ingrained inside of us. It's actually ingrained inside of people, but we care about the social aspect of things more than men do. And that's probably why it is, like I said, when we get to adulthood, you see, not just in these, like the people making extra noise, but I mean, for real, you see and you hear it spoken about more from women. Why? Because women are, when it comes to culture, women are the protectors of the social aspects of the culture. That means they're also, since they're the gatekeepers and the guardians, they're the ones who notice and recognize these types of social issues, and it's up to them to address them. Now, unfortunately, we haven't done a great job of healthily addressing these issues, so that way the next generation doesn't have to deal with them. It's absolutely true. But the goal is not to dismiss the research, it's to use the research, use these implicit bias studies that are showing our own biases against each other within the community, and the teachers and the way that they're impacting us, and the parents, yes, and the media and all of these things, all of these studies. Let's use the research and find a way so that way we are getting healthier messages to our next generation. Because let's be real, the adults are already fully baked, they're fully formed, they're going to do what they want to do, right? So my biggest concern is to address this for the younger generations. We can't do that if we're deniers.
All right. That's gonna be time. Good stuff, ladies. So now we go to the polls. If you believe Lady Jessica won the debate, put a J in the chat. If you believe Lady Ruby won the debate, put an R in the chat. Put a J in the chat for Lady Jessica. Put an R in the chat for Lady Ruby. And moderators, whoever votes twice, do not hesitate to block their black asses. Let's go. Put a J for Lady Jessica. Put an R for Lady Ruby. I gotta get that Jeopardy music, man, so I can play that shit. Doom, 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 doom. Yeah, I gotta get it. I gotta keep saying it, but I haven't done it. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Slow typing ass folks. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
I haven't been the same since I left RBR. Really? That's where you guys went with, like, who are you, Lazaro Royale? Like, RBR out of all the places. I love Crazy Uncle RBR though. Come on. Hey, don't judge it yet. That's only like 4 votes, okay? Give the newbie some time.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
it's looking like
Jessica.
11.
Give the newbie a chance.
It's looking like Lady Jessica is kind of running away with it right now. It looks like she's kind of running away with it.
Well, yeah, no, and
great job, Ruby. I know we had to just kind of pull this out of nothing. And great job.
Thank you, because I honestly I wasn't 100% sure even what your talking points were on colorism. So it's just like, okay, well, we disagree generally, so okay, let's go with it, right? But we're technically, I think we're talking about, in a way, we're talking about 2 different things. So if I were to come at this like more prepared, I probably wouldn't have done the debate specifically, because like I said, I don't necessarily disagree with your point that it's being used in a particular way by a particular segment. So, you know, it's like, and then I didn't have no paper or a pen. Man, you just threw me into the lion's den again. Brother X, why you keep doing me like this? No, I'm kidding.
Well, look, you know how we do it now, Lady Ruby. All right, so, you know, feel free to hit me up, or, you know, whatever, if you want to come up here and debate somebody else, you know, it's all good. But we're going to call this one. We're going to call this one for Lady Jessica.
Can I say something though? I gotta say one thing, because I don't think I've ever seen this happen this much, where I've seen this many people say a draw.
Yes, I did see a few draws up there. Yes, I did.
I saw a few draws. I saw people saying, "Oh, do part 2," or "Hey, both people are making great points." I don't think I've seen this many people kind of just do this, like, ever.
Well,
like, there's, you know what I mean?
We
it
can.
wasn't that polarized. So
we can.
There's
I mean,
3 draws compared to about 16 votes for me, but I get you.
We can do it.
There's more than 3, thank you. But no, well, what I'm saying is, right?
It's just Son of
Israel,
Joe Whitfield.
We can do this
right?
again,
I'm just saying, like, as far as the energy, right? Like, people were enjoying listening to the debate, right?
Yes.
Even if they didn't agree or whatever, they'd be like, "Oh, good point. Oh, okay." Like, you know what I mean? Like, normally you see it really polarized in the chat. So
I thought you argued well. Considering some
believe
of the
believe it or not, last week when I did the Sir Ism challenge, and he went up against J.I., and that was scored a draw by the people. The people scored it a draw.
Oh, so they like this format then. They like the challenger coming up, and then, you know, the right person's coming up and prepared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the T.P.O.T audience, you know, they're used to this. They're used to seeing debates. I mean, you know, come on. This is what we do here. So, I mean, they're used to seeing this format. I mean, they've been, you know, especially when you got my you know, my long timers and my day oneers are here. You know, they're used to what we do here. So, you know, they're pretty. People say, "Oh, it's biased and also kind of nonsense," but that's not really true. My audience, you know, they vote for the argument that they think is best. I've seen people in my audience. People come in here in the beginning, and people in my audience don't even like them, but they make a good argument, and people in my audience vote for them. Do you know there's been a few times where people come in here that my audience hates, and guess what? They end up winning a damn debate because they made the better argument. I mean, you know, it's just the way it is. You know, my audience is smart. They're smart. They're not biased. You know, you make a good argument, they're gonna vote for you. That's just the way it is. You know, but yeah, this was good stuff, ladies. I appreciate you coming through, Lady Ruby, and anyone else who wants to take on Lady Jessica. You know what it is. The email is here if you wish to come through. prophetofthought@yahoo.com. That's prophet of thought, no caps, one word, at yahoo.com. And I don't think my robot had to chop anybody's head off tonight. I don't think.
See? That's what I'm saying. Everyone's being all classy and nice in the chat. So thank you for being gentle on the newbie. Thank y'all. That's nice.
Usually my robot has to slice a few heads off up in here from time to time.
Well, I gotta run because my radio show is in like 15 minutes.
That's right.
But yes, this was fun.
I'm gonna come and check y'all out. Maybe next week, because I don't have a show planned for next week. Next Wednesday, but I do have one for next Thursday. So maybe I'll come down there and holler at y'all. Next Wednesday.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. Or you know what? Fridays we do a advice panel. You know how Shar does. So Friday.
Well, send me a link to the show. Email me a link to the show, you know, or something. All right, you know, to remind me.
Yes, sir. I will.
I appreciate it, Lady Ruby. You know, you're always welcome up here.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for coming up, and you did a great job arguing your side.
Thank you.
Better
Thank you.
points
Even
than
though you
I've
won.
heard a lot of people make for the other side. You did argue it really well, and yeah, thank you for coming up and making it happen.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
It was fun. It honestly, it was literally the opposite of the reason why I continually said no. That I was not going to debate a woman. No, seriously, it was. So I was very like, thank you very much for making this a pleasant experience for me.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah, it
absolutely.
doesn't have to get angry or tense or anything like that.
Yeah, right. The calling the names and let's get into our feelings. I'm not good at that part. So I like this part. This part was fun. Yeah.
Absolutely. You're welcome anytime, Lady Ruby. You already know what it is.
You know I love you, brother X.
All right.
All right,
Peace.
y'all. Good luck. Hopefully you get round two.
Bye.
Bye.
Now, Brother Kenny Conjo says some lady by the name of Cries Logic wanted to come up before she was blocked and hidden.
I think
Uh,
she wants to do
I'm
another colorism one, but we just did colorism.
Yeah, you come up here, you got to do something different. You can't have the
Yeah.
person do the same debate twice in a row. I must have missed that. Because I try to pay attention to the chat as much as possible, y'all. But sometimes I miss shit. That's why I be missing your super chats, and you may shout me out, and I don't see it. But y'all gotta remember that X is old, so I mean, sometimes I miss shit, and the robot got her, huh? Damn. Sorry, whoever it was. She must have said something that the robot didn't like, though, for him to chop her head off, because he's very, very fickle. You say certain things that he doesn't like, and he will block you. She must have said she must have said something. Yeah, she must have said something. Because only certain words tick the robot off, y'all. Because notice y'all are able to write in here. She must have said something in there that triggered the robot's algorithm, and he blocked her. Because the robot doesn't usually just block you off top. You have to say something. You have to say something kind of insane, and I'll try. If she's out in the audience, I'll go in. I'll go in and see. Because I don't know if she's blocked on here. I don't know if she'll be able to come in or not, right? Because if she's blocked here, she won't be able to. Well, she can still email me, though. That has nothing to do with that. There's nothing to do with that. She's probably not here. She probably got blocked and she was like out of here. So I got to go into my shit and look through these between 300 and 500 people that are already blocked to find her. And y'all
There
say
was
her
another
name.
one. What was
Y'all
the
say
other
her.
one's name? Caribbean girl? Where did she go?
Oh, she got blocked too?
I don't think she got blocked, but she was in here. I think they might have left.
All right, let me see. I'll go in here. I tell you what I'll do. If y'all really want me to unblock her, I need to see 125 likes. If I see 125 likes, I'll go and unblock her. If y'all really want me to. But I need to see 125 likes if y'all want me to unblock someone that y'all talking about. Because, see, I didn't even catch that. I didn't even catch that. I didn't even catch that.
Well, I think she was the only one.
All right, I'll go in here and I'll see. Because if she want to come up here and throw down, I don't have a problem with that at all. So, if she wants to come in here and throw down, I will let her. If she wants to come in and square off.
Come on, guys, let's get 10 more likes.
That's
10
right.
more likes and we're there.
Because I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it unless I see 125 more. Uh-oh. Who's this in there? Oh, she's here. She just wrote me. I'm sending you the link now. Cries Logic. Yeah, she says she wants to throw down, Lady Jessica. Are you up for another one?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
There it is. All right. Send her thing here. All right, just sent it. Check your email. Check your email. Now, mind you, you cannot come up here and debate and want to debate the same topic that we just got done debating. That we're not doing. We're not doing that. It's got to be a different topic in the whole nine. You can't come up here and you want to debate the same thing that, we just got done with. We ain't doing that one. All right? So you got to come up here with something different. Okay? Something different. Has to be a new topic. If you want to debate, it has to be a new topic. All right? That was pretty good, though. That was pretty good. That was good shit, ladies. Good shit.
Yeah, Ruby was a good sport.
Yeah. Shout out to Lady Ruby. Lady Ruby's been around this. She's been around this platform a very, very long time. Believe it or not, and y'all may not know this, but Lady Ruby was like one of the first females on here that I ever had any contact with. So she's been around.
Okay.
She's been around. Yeah, she's been around this platform for a long time. Like since the beginning, pretty much. Back when I had like 5 subscribers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's been around that long. So we're waiting for the next challenger. So while we're doing that, we might as well do a little station identification and do a few programming notes for you black folks. And once again, I want to point y'all attention to. Oh, wait a minute. Turn the damn camera on. Don't. God damn it. All right. Once again, I want to point you good folks attention to what we got going on over the course of the next few days. Got a few good shows lined up for y'all. Right after this, I have another show because this is the first of a double header. All right. So right after this, we're going into the white woman interview. We're going to take a little break. I'm going to stretch my legs, and then we're going to come right back in it with another stream. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop this stream, right? I'm going to stop this stream, and we're going to go, start another one. So it'll be like a 5-minute interval between the two streams, all right? That's right after this. So don't y'all go any damn where once the show is over. Also, tomorrow, another edition of the Ask the Doc series right here on the T.P.O.T YouTube page. The good Dr. Yaya will be here tomorrow. And the good doc is an anthropologist and a psychologist. And she'll be taking your anthropology questions. She'll be taking your psychology questions. So you'll be able to ask, about bones and graves that's been buried. And you'll be able to get some of your crazy questions answered. Who knows? You might even leave here sane. So make sure you're here tomorrow, right here, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the T.P.O.T YouTube page. You freaking know. Then Saturday, the good brother, the village arsonist, will be up in the house for the Ranks and Roast series. Y'all probably remember the good brother. He was here last Saturday with Brother Fantastic, and the brother was pretty funny. So we decided to go ahead and do another one. So we're going to do that Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the T.P.O.T YouTube page. Come on out and support the new Rank and Roast series. It's all in good fun. The brothers come up, man, and they rank and they roast, and they play the dozens and they snap on each other, man. It's actually pretty fun, and it's pretty damn funny too. So make sure you're here 8 p.m. Eastern Time Saturday, right here on the T.P.O.T YouTube page. You know. All right? Yeah. Then next Thursday, we keep on chugging along, man. Next week with another installment of the Ask the Doc series. All right? And the good doctor, Nicole Ali, will be here next week, and she's a scientist, and she'll be in here answering your scientific questions. And what a lot of you brothers probably don't know about Lady Nicole is that a lot of her work, okay, is about men's health. That's right, men's health. You know, things like colon cancer and things of that nature that brothers like us are prone to. That is one of her specialties. So you don't want to miss that one, my brothers, because the good doc, Nicole, works on those things as a scientist, and she'll be here answering your questions. All right. So make sure you're here next week, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here on the T.P.O.T YouTube page. You know. All right. All right. So I guess we are waiting for Lady Cries Logic. I saw her come in the chat. I did send the email. I sent it already. Check your email. Check your email, because I did send it. Get on up here and take your shot. I did send it. Come on up here. Take your shot. The link is in your email. Come on up here and take your shot. And look, you're not blocked either. So, because if you were blocked, you wouldn't be able to write in the chat. Come on. Come on. Times are wasting. And also, if there's anyone else out there that wishes to face off with Lady Jessica, because she is here. Oh, damn, she had dropped off. My bad.
Yeah, I dropped down by accident. I clicked out by accident.
There's anyone else who wants to come through, all right? I guess she didn't want to debate, but she did write me. She wrote me 2.
Oh, she's not coming up.
Yeah, she wrote me and she said she's interested. She said, I'm interested in debating Jessica. All right. Yeah, then she wrote me again.
Oh.
And she says she's interested in debating Jessica. So, I don't know. Maybe she wanted to do the colorism thing. So, maybe that's all she wanted to debate on. And I just said, we're not doing the same debate that we just did with a different person. Absolutely not. That we're not doing. All right? We're not doing that, y'all. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. You want to come up here, it's got to be a different topic. Got to be a different subject. You got to have a different gripe than the gripe she just got done debating. All right? If not, you're wasting time, and we're not going to do it. I am sorry. Well, not really. But yeah. we're not having 2 of the same debates in one night. All right. Maybe we'll do that one, 2 or 3 weeks from now. We'll do it. We'll do it.
Okay, she said she's checking now.
Come on. Yeah, exactly. Brother Kenny. You know, got to be something else you want to debate besides, you know, the same old debate we just did. Because we ain't doing that. No. No, no, no. No, no, no. I can't believe that there's not more people lined up. I mean, I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
I would have thought
Well,
there would have been
not really.
more.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have expected Classic Ruby to come up. And you said it's always the people that you don't expect to come up.
Yeah. It's always the people you least expect. You know, the people you expect that's gonna come through, you know, and challenge you, they never show up. It's always somebody who just kinda, you know, they just kinda come and be like, yeah, you know, I'm willing to come up and debate them. You know, if you give them enough coaxing, you know, they'll come on up. I mean, that's usually how it goes on these challenge shows. That's usually how it goes. I'm telling you. You know, now all next week they'll be talking shit about you, and they'll be talking about, you know, how they would have came up and said this and said that, which is fine as long as they don't take the shit off of this channel. All right, don't do it on this channel, especially if you're somebody who was here. All right, if you were here and you didn't step up, don't let me catch my shit on your channel. Don't let me catch it. All right, don't let me catch it. Don't. Just don't. Do not do it. I'm just saying. But yeah. Aha! Sir Ism in the house. That's my dude right there, man. Brother Ism. Y'all go ahead, man. Get down there. Check out my man Ism inside the Macosphere. Y'all get on down there, man, and check out Brother Ism. Moderators, if you would be so kind to spam Brother Ism's channel in the chat, man. You know, we got to get my brother some subscribers down there, man. Go ahead. Spam the hell out of it. Put Brother Ism's channel in the chat. All right. Put it in the chat so brothers can know where to go to find Brother Ism. All right. Go ahead and spam my brother shit in the chat. You know? Yeah, he is, Lady Melody. He is freaking hilarious. Brother Ism is hilarious, man. Funny dude, man. Brother Ism, man, you gotta come through, man, on the ranks and roasts, man. You know how many damn emails I got, man, about you, man, for the ranks and roasts? They was like, yo, that dude Ism is funny as hell. Yeah, man. Shit, even my wife was watching, and she was like, that Ism guy is funny. And she don't even think that many of us are funny on here. But she was like, man, she said, that Ism guy is funny. Y'all go ahead, man, and spam Brother Ism joint up in the chat room, man, while we waiting for Lady Cries to come through. You know? Go ahead and spam his shit up, man, so people will know where to find the brother. All right? Oh, good look on that $4.99 super chat, Lady Melody. Appreciate that super chat, Lady Melody. Appreciate that.
Fantastic. And Sir Ism definitely need to arrange like a round 2.
Oh my goodness. That would be out of this damn world. Oh, my Cash App. My Cash App is $ capital T.P.O.T media. That's $ capital T.P.O.T media. One of my moderators, could you please put my Cash App in the chat so people can know what it is? Oh, thanks. I appreciate that, Lady Jessica. Uh-oh, Brother Fantastic in the house. What's good with it, Brother Fantastic? While we waiting on Lady Cries Logic to come through. She want what? I wanted to talk about black men versus black women. Say what?
What about black men versus black women?
So I'm assuming you're not going to come through. Is
I
basically
think
that's how I.
she said the link is giving me an error message.
What? An error message. Oh boy. Here we go. Here we go. All right. I'm going to put the link in the chat. This link is only for someone who wants to come up and debate. Don't come up in here if you ain't Lady Cry. If you do, I'm kicking you off and I'm blocking you off my shit. You may not care about that, but that's what's happening. There it is. I'm putting it in the chat. Go ahead and hit it. Now, this is just for Lady Cry. Lady Cry's logic. No one else take it. Don't hop up on here. Unless you're coming up here to debate. Because I'm about to erase it. Uh-oh. She's here. Peace, Lady Cry's logic.
Hello?
Can you? Hey, what's going on?
Oh, the audio is so bad. It's breaking up.
It is.
I hear you.
Is
Can you hear
anybody else?
me okay?
Is anybody
Chris?
else experiencing that? Can y'all hear out there?
Okay, can you try saying it again?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to put up an avatar picture, but it won't let me, so sorry.
Okay, we ain't worried about that. So what exactly do you want to debate Lady Jessica on?
All right, so Jessica's entire channel is, I don't want to say pandering, but I would say she's sympathizing with Black men, right? So I want to debate her on how she can find a way to sympathize with Black men, but she can't find a way to sympathize with Black women in our plights when we complain about Black men.
Okay. Are you willing to take that debate, Lady Jessica?
Let's go for it.
Okay. So, exactly what are we debating? We're debating whether or not Lady Jessica sympathizes with Black men. Is that the premise of this debate?
I guess the debate isn't necessarily whether she sympathizes with them, but I guess who really is causing majority of the issues in the Black community, because according to her, she seems to think it's Black women and our nasty attitudes, right? And me, on the other hand, I think it's Black men, and I think it's the lack of protection and the lack of masculinity amongst Black men as a collective.
So
That's what
do
I think.
you want to go with then as a title, do Black women cause most of their own problems?
I mean, yeah, that's a good title.
Yeah, so I'll be like on the yes side, you can be on the no side.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, let me explain the rules. All
right.
right. And you're the anti, so you'll be going first. All right.
Okay,
Now,
I'm going first. Gotcha.
Yep. Let me explain the rules. We have 5 minutes. We start off with 5 minutes opening rounds. Well, where each debater has 5 minutes to lay down their premise. Right. Then after that, we go into something called the rebuttal round. Now, the rebuttal round is 4 minutes per debater. All right. Now, we're only going to do one rebuttal round for time constraints. Right. And after the rebuttal round, we go into something called rapid fire. Now, rapid fire is clocked, but it's mano y mano. Y'all go head to head, back and forth. We do that for 10 minutes. And after that, we go into something called closing statements. And that's 5 minutes per. All right. Whoever starts in the beginning goes second in closing statements. Then we go to the polls. Okay. All right.
All good.
All right. So, being that you are the anti Lady Cries, you are up first. 5 minutes on the clock. Pull the trigger. This is opening statements.
All right. So basically, I guess I would say what I would say about Black women causing a lot of their own issues is yes, that's not an unfair thing to say. I do believe that in some instances, Black women can be faulted for a lot of their own issues. But I feel like I see a lot of Black men feeling like they're entitled to this group of feminine, right, submissive Black women. But collectively, what are Black men bringing to the table, right? Are they this group of masculine collective men providers? Are they doing all of that for Black women collectively? No, they're not. So why should Black women have to be feminine? Why should Black women have to submit to a group of men who collectively bash us, right? Number one, they don't defend us, and they collectively are not providing for us, right? And then if we're also looking at rates, like for example, the single motherhood rates, Black men make Black women single mothers at a 77% rate, right? So if Black women are so bad and we're so this and that, you would think that when they go out and they date non-Black women, right, that they would not do that to them. They wouldn't be making them baby mamas. But then when you look at the rates for Black men, especially amongst white women, I saw a stat the other day that says Black men are making white women baby moms at a 92% rate. So obviously it can't be Black women, right? Because when Black women, right, contrary to popular belief, when we actually go out and we date and we divest, we are the most successful group, right? The stat says we are the most successful when we actually do date out. Now, do we date out the least? Yes, right? But I think that's because Black women have been brainwashed to find Black men so attractive, so masculine, because all this Black male promotion in the Black community. But when we do date out, we do succeed. But when Black men date out, they don't succeed. A lot of their relationships fail, and you have to look at why. Is it white supremacy? Is it the Black woman? No, sometimes Black men definitely do have to take responsibility for their own actions. Another point that I want to make, right? I feel like for some reason, we always try to hold Black women accountable for their mistakes, as we should, right? For example, she gets pregnant by a Pookie, by a Ray Ray, all that. Yes, girl, you made a bad decision. Now you got a dusty baby daddy. That's your fault. It's on you, Black girl, right? So how come when the Black man lays down with big booty Keisha with an attitude, right? He didn't make a bad decision. He didn't pick a bad girl to be with. No, all of a sudden, all Black women are bad. All Black women are ratchet. All Black women got attitudes. No, how come that Black man doesn't take responsibility for the women that he chooses to lay with? It's not always the Black woman's fault, and it's not always the Black woman's burden. And my issue with Jessica is I feel like a lot of the time she just panders to Black men. Maybe it's because they're so generous in the chats, because I see you getting your money, sis. Do your thing. But I feel like you're not telling the full story. Don't make it seem like Black women are just this group of just manly, violent, mean women when we're not. We're not aggressive collectively. At least I don't believe we're aggressive collectively. I don't think we're mean collectively. I think that the same standards, right, that Black men have set for other races of women, they don't set those same standards for Black women. For example, a Black man could be with a white woman who is racist. He could call him the N-word. She could belittle him, put him down. She don't got to be attractive. She can be fat, funky, whatever, right? But when it comes to a Black woman, she got to be top notch. She got to be educated. She got to pay 50% of the bills. She got to do all this stuff. When it comes to Black women, I feel like Black men have these like astronomical standards that they don't have for any other race of women. When you see a lot of these Black men now, I'm not talking about, rich Black men or anything, or Black men who have a pretty coin. No, I'm talking about the everyday Black men. When you look at who they're getting with, as far as white women, they're not getting with top-notch white women. They're getting with the dusty Beckys that no one else wanted, right? They're getting with the fat ones. They're getting with the ugly ones. They're getting with the stank ones. They're not getting with the good ones. And you can say the same thing for Black women when they divest. Collectively, they're not getting with the top shelf white dudes. No, they're getting with the bottom shelf white dudes. So why is it that we always try to poke fun at Black women? Oh, like, for example, Gabourey Sidibe. Oh, look at the dudes that she's with. He's gay. But at the end of the day, he loves her. He loves her, and he's willing to put a ring on that. When Black men sat there and said that they would never, right? They belittled her, right? Kanye said, "My bitch makes your bitch look like Precious." Isn't that what Kanye said? Black men put that woman down ever since she did that movie. And then they have the nerve to be salty when she decides to divest and say, "Oh, we didn't want her fat ass anyway." If you didn't want her anyways, why are y'all speaking on her? Right? So tell the full story. That's my thing. Be fair. If Black women have to take responsibility, which we do, then definitely, Black men have to take responsibility as well, because y'all are the men. If anything, if y'all say we suck because y'all suck, right? That's it.
All right. That's going to be time 5 minutes on the clock. Lady Jessica, you are up. Opening statements. Pull the trigger.
Okay. So point for point, she first started out and she said that black men feel entitled, that as a collective. And I just want to realize that when somebody continuously uses the term as a collective, that's a way for them to be able to lump all of the people, the very bottom of black men, and use that to generalize the whole group of black men. So just realize what's happening when we use the term as a collective. So she said that as a collective, black men feel entitled to feminine women, right? And let me tell you something, that's not an entitlement. That should be a right to a man, okay? Femininity is not something that is, how could I put it? A luxury. Femininity is a given. Femininity is what comes simply from you being a woman. To put it crudely, just the same as you having a vagina, you should have femininity, right? So that's not entitled for them to feel like they should have that. You said, are black men collectively masculine, and are they providing? Again, I spoke about how people are using the term collectively, but if a man is not providing, right, and he's not masculine, you shouldn't be with him anyway, right? So why are you sitting there complaining about a man that you shouldn't be with, that you shouldn't even be entertaining, and saying that he's not masculine? Why are you even thinking about him, right? That's on that point. So then you went on to say that single mothers, black women are being made single mothers at a 77% rate. When we actually look into it, the majority of black men don't actually have kids, right? Statistics prove this. And so what it shows is that these women who are becoming single mothers, right, at a 77% rate, are doing so with the same small group of men. They know that these men already have kids. They know that these men already aren't looking after their own kids, right? The kids they had before. So why would you as a woman go and have kids with him again? That's the fault of the woman. It's like, put it this way, if I sit here and I smoke, right? If I sit here and I smoke and I say I've got cancer, whose fault is that? Is that the cigarette's fault? Is that my fault? I have to take accountability. I know what cigarettes cause, and if I choose to indulge, I might have bad consequences. That's called accountability. Women have to learn how to take that. And so you spoke about 92% of white women, when they have a children with black men, they become single mothers. I don't believe that statistic. You said, I saw somewhere the other day. I need to see proof of that statistic because I simply don't believe it. You said that when black women date interracially, when they date, I think it was white men, that their divorce rate is the lowest of all different groups. Well, that would naturally happen because black women have only actually started dating out recently. And we know if you've only started dating out recently, it means your marriages are newer, which means the divorce rate would be a lot lower. That's common sense. That's the way that it works. Then you spoke about when black men make babies with big booty Keisha, why do they get to complain, but women who have babies with like what you guys call dusties, right, don't get to complain? The difference is when you hear men talking about the women that they've had babies with, they're actually taking accountability. So they know that they chose wrong, they've admitted that they chose wrong, and they plan not to make those same mistakes again. Goes back to accountability. They're not going to do that again. And also it's very different, the situation with men, because of the legal framework. When a man does have children with big booty Keisha, she can use the law against him and not let him see those kids. I'd argue that not being able to see your kids at all is a lot harsher than having to bring a kid up on your own. You still get to spend time with your flesh and blood. Men are being denied the ability to spend time with their flesh and blood, despite having to pay out a good size of their income towards supporting that child, right? You spoke about black women represent black men. I'll quickly say this. The black community is a matriarchy. It's the one community in America, for example, that the women don't reflect the men because it's a matriarchy. The men aren't in charge you're not a reflection of them. You're a reflection of yourself. You're a reflection of the other women. And quickly on Gabby Sidibe, personally, I'm happy she found someone to pick her. God bless her. Who knew it could happen?
All right.
That was shady.
That's gonna be time. So we're gonna go into the rebuttal round. Each debater will
Okay.
get 4 minutes to rebut. Lady cries logic. Pull the trigger.
It's actually
We're into
Chris
the rebuttal
Logic.
round.
It's Chris Logic.
Chris
It's short for
logic.
Crystal. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
All
All right.
right. My
So your
bad.
first,
Lady
you're fine,
Chris,
you're fine.
pull the trigger.
All right, so your first point, you were basically saying that we like to say collective, right? And we use Black men's weakest link to basically portray them as a collective. But that's what I'm saying about you and how you're not balanced, right? As a commentator, you're not very balanced because the same thing that you're saying could be used against you because that's what you do for Black women. You find Black women who are not feminine, right? You find the most masculine, crude Black women, and then you use them as an example of what all Black women are. And you say we're so masculine and so this, but no, sweetie, all Western women are like this, right? There are lots of masculine white women. There are lots of masculine, oh my God, so many masculine Hispanic women, but just because they're Hispanic, it's spicy, you know, it's exotic, it's different, right? But you slap some blackness on some blackness on it. Now all of a sudden she's aggressive and she has an attitude, right? So I feel like you can't use that argument because that's what Black men do to Black women. They find the worst of us and then they put us up there and they try to make it seem like that's the collective when that's not true. There's so many feminine Black women out here who are wifed up. You never even hear about them. They don't speak. Same thing for Black men. There's so many high value Black men out here who aren't even speaking on these topics. So to say that is basically contradictory to your point because Black men do that to Black women all the time, but you don't speak on it. For two, you said that women should be born with femininity, right? But you're not saying that men should be born with masculinity. You have channels like alpha male strategies, right? That teach men how to be masculine, that teach men how to be high value. There's so many channels out there that are teaching men, Black men, how to be more masculine and high value men, right? So how come they get a pass on that? But when a Black woman wants to learn how to level up and become more feminine because she's been put in a position where maybe she was told to be smart, she was told to get an education, she wasn't told to be pretty, she wasn't told to be feminine, she wasn't told what men want, she was told that you got to be a hustler and you got to go out here and work and get it yourself because as a Black woman, that's what you do, right? So how can you blame her for then wanting to level up and go seek femininity advice for women who are doing it, right? Or who claim to be doing it, right? So that's to that point. What else did you say? You said, I wrote down what you said. um, you said most Black men, right? You said we can't use that stat that, oh, Black men are making Black women single mothers at a 77% rate. And you're saying we can't use that stat. Okay. So if you're saying Black men are just not having kids as well as not marrying, because let's look at the stats here. Black men are also marrying later and later and later in life. What are Black women to do? Are we supposed to wait until our eggs are all dried up? Are we just supposed to not date? What are we supposed to do? We supposed to wait until a good Black man comes around? What's so wrong about Black women, not excluding Black men? I would never tell Black women to stop dating Black men. Why would I do that? But what's wrong with Black women opening up their options to all groups of men, right? So they can have the best option and the best provider man for that individual Black woman. Why does she have to stay within the Black community? And then when she chooses to date out or expand her options to all groups of men, you have Black men who want to come over there. Oh, they don't want y'all anyways. Y'all, but we don't do that when it comes to y'all. When y'all date out, you have a few Black women who, you know, will talk ish about Black men dating out, but collectively y'all date out and we let y'all, right? Y'all do it all the time. We don't say, oh, they don't want y'all. Oh, no, we let y'all be great. But when it comes to us, y'all want to break us down, tear down our self-esteem and tell us we can't be great for doing exactly what y'all are doing. It makes absolutely no sense. Another thing that you said the thing about child support, right? The average child support for a Black man is about $300 a month. Okay. So if that is his check right there, then I don't know what Black men are really doing it out here for their kids, right? Also, you say that a lot of Black men, they cannot see their kids. I'm going to try to say this real quick. They can't see the kids. You're not mentioning the Black men who willingly walk away from their kids, right? Who put all that responsibility on the girl and she has no choice but to put him on child support. What about those men? How come you don't mention those men and allow them to take responsibility for willfully walking out?
All right, that's going to be time. 4 minutes on the clock. Lady Jessica, you're up. Pull the trigger.
Okay, so she spoke on the collective thing, right? And she said that she should be able to talk about black men as a collective because that's what I do and that's what other black men do. And if you were actually really familiar with my content and what I talk about on my channel, I speak out to women as individuals. And if I do use somebody like a celebrity, I don't know, maybe someone in a video to represent a problem, I speak about that person individually. And then if somebody else, like you saw when you were on my panel, if somebody else comes up and they represent that problem, then I'll apply it to them as well. And so I'm all about taking accountability as an individual. And that's why I reject the whole collective narrative, right? You can't always control the collective, but you can control your own behavior. And that's why when I speak to the individual and I talk about individual accountability, right? I don't use outliers to represent the whole. Even when we had women, when you were on my panel and women came up from Chrissy's channel, I didn't label all of those women as, colorist crybabies and non-feminine. No, some of the women, we had great conversations. And so I take people as an individual, and you'll see that the other guys that come to my channel that you'll see around, they're judging you as an individual and based on your individual actions, right? So you spoke about how black men are still dragging feminine women who are married and things like that. Feminine women who are married aren't even discussed in these spaces. They're doing what they're meant to be doing. They're not part of the problem. Even if they ever are discussed, right, they're used as an example of how it should be, as opposed to people dragging them. You just do not see that. And if that's what you're saying, it's either a lie or you haven't been in the space enough. And then you spoke about how femininity should be natural. I said it should be natural, right? You spoke on it and you said, well, we can have femininity channels. Men have channels talking about how to be a high value man. Well, that's something very different. The high value man platforms are actually there to tell you how to reach the pinnacle of society. That's what a high value man is, right? A high value man is the top percentage. Men below that still have masculinity. It still comes naturally to them. Despite women trying to dampen it out and stamp on their masculinity, they still have it. A high value man is something very different. It's like I said, it's to help you reach the pinnacle of your career and your life, right? You said, what else did you say? You said black men are marrying later in life, and what are women supposed to do? Are you supposed to just sit around and wait for a man to marry you if they're marrying later? Let me tell you something. The good women, the good black women, are snapped up by the time they're 30. They are 35 at the very latest. If you're still single after that, there's more of a problem with you than there is a problem with men. You said black women don't have an issue with black men dating out. That is an absolute lie. One of the platforms that you frequent is all about complaining about how men are dating out. It's all about complaining about how men aren't choosing them and how men are choosing women of lighter shades and different races. Just recently, you had a whole scandal where 3 black women created a Twitter thread and pretended to be white women, degrading black men in order to try and humiliate black men for dating out. So when you say that black women don't care, that right there is a lie. And just quickly, you said $300 in child support is nothing. Well, earlier on you were talking about how $700 a month is everything when we were on my channel.
All right, that's going to end the rebuttal round. Now we're going into something called rapid fire. So we left off with Lady Jessica. So Lady Chris, pull the trigger. This is rapid fire. Pull the trigger.
All right. So
we just get to go back and forth here.
Yeah, like what is that?
So we just get to go, like, we don't have a time limit, just go back and forth.
It's freestyle for 10 minutes.
All right, well, basically, what you said on your channel last time, you said you focus on the individual, right? And you judge women based on their individual actions. Well, actually, that's not true, because in one of your live streams, you said 90% of the women who came over there were aggressive and masculine and nasty and this, that, and the third. I was on that live stream for the entirety of those 6 hours because I was one of your callers and I was waiting to talk to you.
Right, and that is those women as an individual, and individually they represented themselves
and so
masculine.
For you to say 90%, Was
They
you basically
represented
trying to get the
themselves.
collective? Go
No,
ahead. Mhm.
they represented themselves in a masculine way, and I'm treating each of those as an individual. And
Mhm.
as individually, right, out of the women, all the women that came over from Chrissy's,
Mhm.
as an individual, 90% of them were masculine.
Well, in
So
my
that's how I came
opinion,
from that
when
stat.
I
That's
watched the same live
individual.
stream that you watch, and I completely disagree. Right, from my view of things, I do not believe that 90% of the women who came on were aggressive and masculine. Actually, a lot of the women who came on didn't even really debate you. They just kind of like agreed and were yes ma'ams. They were just like, oh yeah, you're right, you're right, you're right. So what about those women? Were they masculine and aggressive? So for
So
you to say 90% is a huge, right, a
if
huge.
you listen properly, I actually
Uh-huh.
said the women that came up on the panel and the women in the comment section. If you go to the beginning of that video,
You
you'll
said
see me
90% of the
actually.
women in
If
your
you go to the
panel who
beginning
came
of
up
the
and spoke
video,
were
if
aggressive.
you go
That's
to the
what you said.
beginning of the video, you'd actually see me going through the comments. So I was speaking about the women that came on the panel and the comment section. And you thought that those women weren't masculine. Well, me and you, we might have different definitions of
Yeah,
masculinity,
because from what
right?
I got, it's like I
You
said,
might
it
not,
came
you
across
might
like you
not
were
view them
speaking
as
about the women
masculine,
in your panel.
but
But to
I
my
would
next
view
point,
them as
you
masculine.
basically said black men don't bring up married women, right? If anything, they use married women as an example of what a feminine
Feminine
black woman
married
should
women,
be.
yes.
That's not true because,
Feminine
for
married
example,
women.
Serena Williams gets dragged every other day by black men for
Serena
being
Williams is not
masculine, for
feminine.
being manly. For
She's
what makes
not
Serena Williams
feminine.
not feminine? Her looks, because
Her
she's
her
muscular.
behavior.
What makes her not? What
Okay,
makes her? She's
let
an
me give you
athlete.
an
She's
example
very
to show
soft
you.
spoken.
Let me
She's
give you
never
an
came out. Serena
example,
Williams has
right?
never came
Do
out
you
and
remember
done
when
anything
Serena got
to
angry?
portray
Do you
herself
know
in a
how many
masculine
clips you're
light.
gonna
The
find
only thing black
online
men can
of
say about
Serena
Serena is
Williams getting
possibly
angry?
she may
She
look
smashed the
masculine
bat
to
on the
them,
floor one
but they
time. She
drag
got
that married
fined
woman every
by the
single chance
tennis
they get.
association. She got fined by the tennis association because of her outburst, and it's not the first time that she's been fined. Her, out of all of those tennis players, she is the most masculine. Not only, and this isn't
And
even
what makes
body
her the most
wise.
masculine?
I just told you she
You
has
said she was
aggressive
fine, but she's not the
outbursts.
only one who's ever
Listen,
had an outburst. She's not the
Chris,
only female
listen,
who's done that, but she was the only one who
listen.
had a car
Name me one other
hitting her,
female tennis player
drawing
that's
her as a
received a
man
fine.
and a monkey.
Name me one other tennis player that's received a fine for an
I
aggressive
don't know tennis
outburst.
players other than Serena Williams. I'm
Okay,
black, sweetie.
okay.
She's the
Point
only one I'm
proven.
familiar with. Her and Venus.
Point
Um,
proven.
it's not a point because I'm not familiar
That
with
is a
any other,
point.
but I've seen them. I'm just not
That
familiar
is a
with
point because you
names.
try to use Serena as a
The
feminine
other
woman,
one,
and that's why
you
I'm
said
saying
all
to
the
you,
good
our
black women get
standards of
snatched up. You
femininity
said
are
all the good
obviously
black
very
women get
different.
snatched up. What
You
is the
have a low
definition
standard
of a
of
good black
femininity,
woman?
and you
Because there are
want
lots
men
of
to
black
adapt
women
your
who, when
low
they leave the
standard of
black community and they
femininity
go
to let
outside the
all of
black
these
community,
waifs
they
and
get
strays
snatched up.
be
And
able
when
to
they
enter
go
the
right, and they
community.
can get married
That's
outside of the
happened for
black
too
community,
long.
but in the black community, even if they are dating, they're running into the same types of men. They're running into low value men, right? So maybe there's just less options within the black community collectively for the men and the women, right? I'm not just putting that all on the men. Maybe there's just less opportunities in the black community collectively, right? So for you to
Listen,
say good black women don't get snatched up, no. What about all the women who, after they leave the black community and they go outside, they get wiped up? What about them? Are they not good black
what
women?
percentage of women is that? What percentage of black women actually
You
date
answer that question. What
interracially?
percentage is that, Jessica?
No, because you're the divester.
I'm not a
You're
divester.
you're
I'm
the
an equal
one.
opportunist, baby.
You're the
I date
one.
everybody.
Right.
The
So
best
you're the
guy for
one
the
who is
job.
open and you advocate for women exploring those options. So you
And
should be able
also,
to
you
tell
said the
them
group
how
chat, because I don't know how much
successfully
longer we
they
have.
date
How much longer do we
outside of
have,
their
sir?
race.
You said the group chat was fake. I still haven't seen proof of that. I haven't done my
I
research
told you
on
go
that.
and look for it. So wait, you said I still haven't seen it, but I haven't done my research on it. If you haven't done your
Yeah, so
research, of
that's what I'm
course
saying.
you're not
I'm
going to
speaking
see
to
it.
your points. That's the whole point of a debate, right? I have to address all of your points, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm going down the list, right? So I'm addressing point by point. You said that video was fake, and I'm addressing that point. I said I can't speak to that point because I have not done my research on that. How could I? After I got off your live, I got on this one. So I couldn't have looked into it, right? I'm saying there's no proof on my end. So as far as that point, I'm going to throw that out, right? In my opinion, because I haven't done my proof on that. And on my end, there's no proof to say that that's fake.
Still doesn't mean it didn't happen. We've all seen the proof. We've all seen the proof of it.
So what's the proof? Explain the proof to me. What is the proof? What is the
video?
factual proof?
All right,
that says
so
for a fact
so
that black
just
women
relax, right? The proof is it's come out. There was one girl who made the Twitter thread, right? She gave it to 3 other girls who were the ones that broke the story. The thread was written by a black woman. it was written by a black woman to try and shame men from dating interracially. And that's
And
why
how do
when
you
you
know it's
sit
not just
there,
someone coming out and
that's
saying that?
why
Oh,
that's why when
feminists.
you
Okay.
sit there and you say that black women don't care about black men dating
And
out, that is an absolute lie.
so
The
once again, you
platform,
twisted my
the
words on that point.
platform
That was another
that
thing
you
I wanted
sit
to
on,
address.
right?
I
The
never once
platform
said
that
in my
you go
rebuttal.
to,
No,
Chrissy's
can I speak?
platform
Because I let you
is a
speak. So can I
platform.
speak?
No, but
I
wait,
never
let me finish.
said
I'm about to
that
finish it in
black
two
women did not care
seconds.
collectively about what black
Chris,
men did.
I'm
I
about
said
to
black
finish in
men
2 seconds,
and black women
right?
care about what each other do, right? I really do believe that. I never said
No,
black
that's
women don't care when black
you did.
men date out. What I
You said
said
black
was
women
when
don't
black
care
women
about
date
black
out,
men
black
dating
men try
out.
to tear them down and tell them that other races of men don't want them and that they cannot successfully date out. And you said Chrissy's platform is for women crying and complaining about colorism. Absolutely not. I'm not a dark-skinned woman. I'm a lighter-skinned woman, right? So I wouldn't follow a platform that I felt like was bashing my image as a lighter-skinned woman. I wouldn't do that, right? I follow that platform for people, darker-skinned little girls like my sister, who experience colorism, who needs a person like Chrissy to tell her that she's beautiful, to tell her that she needs to
All
follow
right,
pages that
cool. All right,
promote
cool. Right,
dark-skinned girls like
Chris, let me
her.
go because we've got limited time here, right? So what you actually did say was that black women don't care when black men date out. We know
And that we
that's a
talk about it
lie.
because they talk
Chris,
about
let me
ugly
finish.
women now.
It's rapid fire. Stop talking over me, right? I kept quiet to let you talk.
Okay, go
So
ahead.
we know that that's a lie. We know that going to the platform that you go to, when you go to Chrissy's platform, how many women in there are complaining about how black men aren't choosing them, about how black men are colorist, about how black men are dating out, so they're going to do the same. And then you said that black men are dragging black women when they decide to date out. Listen, and then you use Gabby Sidibe as an example. And everyone that I've seen talking about Gabby Sidibe and her getting married, they're saying, thank the Lord, somebody took her. Praise the Lord, God
And
is
what is
good.
that? That's not shade
She,
toward the
she,
black woman who is dating out, trying to tear her down
it's
and
not
make her seem
because
like
she's
she's
a
fat.
black
Also,
woman.
no, I let you
It's not
finish. Let
because
me get my
she's a
point. Like you
black
said, it's
woman. It's
rapid
because
fire,
she's
so let me
highly
get some points
unattractive
out,
and she's
right?
grossly
So
overweight.
what I'm
That's
saying
why.
is, okay, but they put up a picture between her and they put up a picture with her and what's her name, Bernice Burgos, saying, oh, who would you choose? Her if she had 6 figures, or her if she was working at McDonald's? Why do black men feel the need to do that? Because she found someone to love her and accept her how she is. Why must you tear
Right.
down this girl? Why
And
did
that is a
let me
very
finish?
good
Why
thing
didn't you
because
just say
nobody thought it would
congratulations,
happen.
Gabby Sidibe? Why do black men feel a need to pick at this girl who has never once trashed black men, never once publicly said anything about black men? That's why I know they're lying when they say, "Oh, we don't like black women because they're masculine." No, that's not true. You also don't like black
No.
women because they're dark skinned. You don't like black women because they're
If
fat. You don't like
anything,
black women
men were
who
saying,
don't
right,
fit a
listen,
narrow
women,
standard of
ladies,
what
if
you want a
Gabby
black
Sibiday
woman
can
to
do
be.
it, you
Then they
can do
drag
it
her.
too. If Gabby Sibiday can find herself a husband and get married, what's stopping you from being able to do
I'm
it?
21,
That's what
sweetie.
people were saying.
Oh, you're
No,
not okay. You're talking about
I'm
collective.
talking generally, right? That's what guys were saying. Nobody was out here dragging Gabby Sibiday. Listen,
Yes, they
everyone's
were.
happy
They
she
were talking
actually
about
managed
how
to
fat
find
she was, and
someone.
oh, thank God she left the black
Who
community.
was
And I
saying
just showed you the side by. I just
who was
went to the
saying
side
that?
by side
Who was
comparison
saying
of
that?
a rapper.
Do you
A
want to
rapper put
use
up a side by side comparison of
one
her
person to
and Bernice
represent
Burgos, and
black men as
basically
a
said,
whole?
who would you choose?
You're
Her if
using
she was
one
rich, or her if she
person
was
to
broke. Black men
represent
have no
black
reason
men as
to
a
do that,
whole.
but they love to do that because they love to
Do
bring
you
down black
realize how
women.
flawed
And
that
my
is?
thing is that
Are you
that's
listening,
fine
Chris?
if black men and black
You're
women both
using one
decide that they
person
want
to
to
represent
open
black
up their
men.
options as a collective and be open up to all groups of men. I think it's fine. I think they should stop talking mess on either side. Chrissy's platform is not a bunch of women complaining about
It
colorism, how
is.
black men don't
It
fit
is.
them.
You
They're talking
saw
about
them,
solutions. They're
Chris.
talking about how people can
Hundreds of
separate.
them came
No,
over to my chat
Chrissy has a
complaining
platform
about
called
colorism.
Divine Dark Skin, where
Literally,
she does nothing
hundreds
but
of them.
promote
Go to the
beautiful
comment
dark
section
skinned
under my
women,
video,
right? She actually
and you're going
contributes
to
to the
see
community,
hundreds of
unlike you, who
them
just sits and
complaining
drags
about
black women
colorism
and
and
tells
how
black
black
men not
men
to take
aren't
any
picking them.
accountability and that they're perfect and that they're right, right? You don't ever enforce any type of accountability on the black male part, but you love to tell black women as a mixed woman what we should do, right? American black women
But
as a
wait,
mixed woman in the
didn't I
UK,
enforce
what we should do,
male
right?
accountability at the
With the
beginning of
black
our
American men
conversation?
in America. That's number
But
one.
you don't want to hear it. You see, it's like
Um,
a filter. You filter out everything when I'm talking about what black men have to do, and you're only listening
but
when it
you
comes
already
to
talked
black
about what black
women.
men have to do. What about what black women deal with?
X, are you there?
Hello.
I think he'll be back. Time's up, but he'll be back.
Okay.
Oh, can y'all hear me? Can y'all
Yeah,
hear me?
yeah,
Oh,
you're
my bad. All right, that's gonna close out the rapid fire round. Now we're gonna go into closing statements. They will be 5 minutes a piece. We let off with Lady Chris Logic, so we will be leading off the closing statements with Lady Jessica. Let me go ahead and fix the damn clock first before we do anything. All right, 5 minutes on the clock. Lady Jessica, you are up. Closing statements. Pull the trigger.
Okay, so it's funny when we have conversations like this because it's almost like it's not a conversation. This is like a venting session. It's a venting session where you want to get out all of your frustrations and all you want to do is bash, 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 bash. And you know when somebody is doing that, when they're trying to use the lowest, right, of your, let's say, racial group to try and represent everyone as a whole. When she was talking about the Gabby Sibiday thing, she was saying, well, there was this one guy that posted something on Twitter or posted a comment and said, who would you take, Bernice Burgos or Gabby Sibiday? Why does he need to do that? That is one guy that you are using to represent millions and millions of men. And this is what women who come in with these sort of arguments do all of the time. And she purposefully did it in the beginning. And they're used to it. And that's why they keep saying, as a collective, because that's their defense when they're making these generalizations. Because when you turn around and you give your rebuttal, they're going to say, well, I said it's as a collective. I said it was as a collective. I wasn't saying individually. However, when I'm speaking, I am going to speak to individual traits, right? And I will be able to provide statistics and solid statistics to prove that those individual traits are happening on a wider scale. Right? When you're saying the things you're saying about as a collective, there are no stats to back it up. You came out and said something about a 92% single mother rate with white women. And like I said, I'd love to see that statistic. I'd love to see that source because you can even see in the chat right now, people are posting statistic links and facts to prove what I'm saying. But for some reason, when you women are making these arguments, there's never any sources, never any sources, or you're going out of your way to choose purposefully biased sources. At the end of the day, these conversations aren't even meant to get anywhere. These conversations are purely to like drag black men. That's all they're trying to do is drag black men. Come up, get you angry, throw all of these shots, and then tell you, well, I'm going out to date a white man. And my question is to all of these women who are saying, I'm only dating a white man, then why are you even in these conversations and trying to talk to black men? Because even in this space, right, I know that there are a few guys who do say, like, listen, I'm dating out, I'm going to go and date a white woman. But what you don't find them doing is getting up on panels and, trying to aggravate or talk to black women. Their mind is already made up. They're doing their thing. They're not doing any of that. So, like I said, Black women are the cause of most of their problems. Most of their problems come from who they're choosing. When we're looking at the problems that black men are facing, the majority of their problems are coming from the legal system and the government. There's nothing they can do about that. There's nothing you can do to change that. All you can do is find the best way to navigate today's society and how all of the system is set against you. And that's why you have channels that help men do this, right? When it comes to women, the law is in your favor. Everything legally is in your favor. Everything in society is in your favor. And so when things are going wrong in your life, it is 90% of the time because of you and because of your actions. Stop blaming other people because you women have had your platforms for decades now, going on decades. And nothing has changed. It's still not getting better for you. You're still making the same arguments. You're still crying about the same things. And the reason nothing's changed is because you're blaming the wrong person. You're not looking at yourself. Make better choices and you'll get a better outcome. You're trying to shame and guilt black men into coming back to you, and they're saying it's not happening. That's the point that we're at now, and there's no amount of shame, there's no amount of guilt, there's no amount of dragging that's going to change anything. No one cares about your dragging anymore. No one cares. So when you come up here and you try and say these things purposefully to trigger black men, they don't care. They're laughing at you and they're like, shh, on to the next. And they actually have more ability to go out there and say, on to the next. You don't have that ability. Not as much as a black man does. They have more opportunity out there to date out than you do. Remember that. So they'll always have the last laugh if you want to play that game.
All right. That's going to be time.
All right.
5 minutes on the clock. Lady Chris, you are up. Pull the trigger. Closing statement.
So, to your first point, you said that Black women, we don't really offer any solutions. All we like to do is complain, right? Black women aren't offering solution, right? That's why you see this big push for dark-skinned women in the media, right? That's why you see embracing your melaniness, right? That's why you see embracing your natural hair texture. That's why the natural hair movement is such a thing. So when you sit here and lie and say Black women are not coming up with solutions, we are. And you say that these channels are about, complaining about Black men. No, they're not. Because like I said, if this channel was about complaining about colorism, me as a lighter skinned Black woman, it would make no sense for me to sit here and just have these group of dark skinned women bash me, right? But that's not what they're talking about. They're talking about their struggles and what they've experienced as a group of women. And to sit there and invalidate them and be like, oh, your experiences with Black men, it's completely like it's fabricated, it's completely blown out of proportion, is like when a white person says, oh, no, racism is not real. It's a lazy person argument. You're not going through this and that because of colorism. You're not going through this and that because of racism. You're going through this and that because you're lazy and you don't know how to get off your ass, right? Pull yourself up by the bootstraps, right? I feel like that's the argument you're making. That's what it's giving me, right? It's giving me very white supremacist tease, right? Number two, for you to sit up here as a mixed woman and tell Black women that they don't have the ability to date out on the same level as Black men when Black women have not even been trying to date out is just completely insulting Black women. And this is what I say when I tell y'all that she is not for you. Really, mixed women collectively, I don't even believe are for Black women, because no person who were for Black women would ever say something like that. No, they would say, my sister, listen, the best thing for you to do right now is to open up your dating options, including Black men. No one is bashing Black men or sitting up here and trying to make Black men feel bad or anything. No, we're speaking facts and we're talking about the reality of the situation. If you can come up here with no statistics and talk about how masculine Black women are, where's your stats, sweetie? If anything, that's a personal opinion. There's no statistic that says Black women are more masculine. The only stat you could probably pull up is, oh, maybe Black women get locked up more, but so do Black men, way more, right? So if we're talking about being aggressive and violent, that's a Black person thing. Black people are aggressive and violent. If that's where you're trying to go, then we can all go there. And that's because of our circumstances, right? That's because of Black American circumstances in America. So let's not just try to make it seem like Black women are aggressive and violent. Why? Where does that come from? Where does that stem from? You don't talk about that. You just try to make it seem like they're violent, aggressive, and have no options. But once again, when they do go out with white men, when they do go out with the white Brad, Black men always say, oh, but she's able to submit to them. She's able to be feminine to them. Maybe it's because they're providing them a space to be more submissive and more feminine. You ever thought about that? Right? Another thing you said that what? You said that Black women get it easier in society due to the system and everything like that. That is absolutely not true. For one, Black people get it harder, women get it harder. So how can Black women get it easier? That actually doesn't even make sense at all. That is just like, you're completely being intellectually dishonest when you say that, right? So there's a wage gap, right? We know that between men and women. We know Black men make more than Black women. So how can you say women have it easier in society and in the workforce? Also, you're talking about child support, and how Black men, oh, they have to pay child support. Like I said, the average Black man is only paying about $300 in child support. And sweetie, there's a big difference between $300 a month and $700 a month. You're more than doubling that. So to say, I was saying that an extra $700 a month to spend on things like going shopping, family vacations, maybe putting your kids in private school when it comes to maintaining a healthier relationship is not the same as a measly $300 a month to support an entire child because the father walked out, right? but you won't talk about the fathers who walk out and abandon their children. I'm sure many Black men can attest to this who are in the group chat of a dusty dude who walked out on his kid, right? And they with a Black woman right now, or a non-Black woman, if she got a kid, with a loser baby daddy who done walked out on their kid and they don't care about the kid. Right. And now you're playing daddy. You're stepping up. You're doing what a man is supposed to do. So how come you don't talk about those men? You say individual, 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 but then have the nerve to talk about Black women as a collective and call us masculine and say we can't date out successfully collectively when we haven't even been doing that. So you can make those type of generalizations, right? And you don't talk about individual Black women. No. You try to make us look like we're a monolith. But when it comes to Black men, oh no, individual. You can't talk about this Black man doing this. No, we have to talk about them as individuals. No, we don't. We can talk about them as a collective because you don't know every single individual Black man. Neither do I. All we have is the statistics, right? And the collective. So that's what we can speak on. So that's what I'm speaking on. And I don't have any hate for Black men. I've never ever been in a relationship with a bad Black man. Every Black man I've ever been with has loved me. I'm only 21, don't have that much dating experience, but I'm good over here.
All right. That's going to be time. Good stuff, ladies. Good stuff. Good stuff, ladies. Good stuff. Now we go to the polls. All right. So, folks, in the chat room, if you believe Lady Jessica won the debate, put a J in the chat. If you believe Lady Chris won the debate, put a C in the chat. A J for Lady Jessica, a C for Lady Chris. Come on. Slow typing, folks. Come on. All I'm seeing is J's right now. Oh, there's a C. There's another C.
That's someone voted twice.
And moderators, anybody who votes twice, just block them. We ain't playing this damn game. You vote twice, your ass get blocked. That's it. Not playing around. You vote twice, you get your black ass blocked.
I just want to say, Chris, you said you don't have any hate towards Black men, but you did a video like a week
Why are
ago.
Black men so delusional?
Yeah.
The reason I made that video was actually kind of in response to something I had seen from a Black male YouTuber that kind of triggered me. He was really, I don't want to shout out his channel because I really don't even want to give him any clout on this channel, but he was really going in on Black women, and he basically said that every single thing that goes wrong in a Black man's life, which I stated in the video, is either due to white supremacy or the Black woman. And he went on for like 30 minutes on why every single problem that a Black man has ever faced can be boiled down to a Black woman or white supremacy. So basically that was like a response to him, an indirect response, where I was like, yeah. So that's what that video was. Like I said, but yeah, go ahead, guys.
We're going to call this one. We're going to call this one for Lady Jessica.
Okay, congratulations.
We're going to call it The People Have Spoken. Yes, the people have spoken. We're going to call this one for Lady Jessica. Good stuff, ladies. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Appreciate it. We are about to, I'm going to have to close out, ladies, because I actually have another show right after this. We're actually over time. But I appreciate y'all coming through. Usually on these debates, we take questions afterwards. Yeah. Brother Jay Shine, I see my brother out there. Y'all get on down there, man, and check out my brother Jay Shine. Randoms. If the freaking moderators, if you would be so kind to go ahead and spam my boys' channel so they can get on down there and check out my brother Jay Shine. Go ahead and spam. Go ahead and put your information in the chat, brother Jay Shine.
Oh, am I allowed to plug my channel too?
Oh,
I didn't know you
absolutely.
fuck my channel. Guys,
Absolutely.
go follow my channel. It's Chris Logic, Crys Logic, Logic. Go follow me. Go follow me. And my Instagram, it's Crystal Bell 101, CrystalBell 101. Go follow me. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate you coming up, Lady Chris.
No
Appreciate it.
problem. And I appreciate you guys
Good.
having me. And
Good
Jessica,
shit
I know
tonight.
it got a little heated, girl, but you know, all love over here, and I appreciate the conversation.
No problem.
Mhm.
All right. Peace, Lady Chris.
All right. Bye.
Yeah. We're about to close out because y'all know we got another show afterwards. You know, old X is working double time tonight. Brother Jay Shine ain't shit. we got another show coming up right after this, you know, interview with the white woman interview. Those of you might remember Samantha, she was on here a while back, and she went head to head with BGS. She will be coming back tonight. All right, she will be coming back tonight, y'all, and I hope y'all. Oh, good look on that brother Ism acting a fool tonight, boy, with another $25 super chat. Appreciate that, brother Ism. Y'all get on down there and check out old brother Ism too, man. I mean, that's my dude right there. Go ahead. Moderators, please spam brother Ism's information in the chat so we can know where to find him. We got to get my brother's time. We got to get his subs up. You know, we want to get him to let me go see what brother Ism got going on down there. He's at 293 right now. God damn it. Let's get brother Ism up to 350 tonight, man. Get on down there and subscribe to brother Ism channel, man. Let's get brother Ism to 350 tonight. That shouldn't be hard to do. All right. I got 100 of y'all in there. It shouldn't be hard for y'all to get brother Ism up to 350 tonight. So if you're going to go ahead and subscribe to brother Ism, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat, or better yet, put an S in the chat to symbolize you subscribing to my man, brother Ism. Get on down there and subscribe to him, man. He's got 293. Go ahead, man. Let's get him up to 350, man. You know, that's my dude right there, man. You know, aha, brother Ism with another super chat. He said you had fun. Send my woman home, brother X. I'm about to, man. I'm about to do it right now. I know I had her all night up in here debating folks, brother Ism, but I'm about to send her home in a few minutes, man. I promise, brother Ism. Y'all get on down there. Subscribe to goddamn brother Ism. Let's get my brother up to 350. All right? Let's get him up to 350. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. We can do it, man. We can get my brother up there. Uh-oh, he's up to 302. Let's get him. 48 more subscribers, y'all. 48 more. Come on. Get my brother's channel up there. Let's do it. Get on up there, man, and subscribe to my brother Ism, man. Get on down there, man, and subscribe to the Mackie Speak. Get on down there, man. Let's do it, man. We can do it. We can do it. We can get him there tonight, y'all. We can get him there. Go ahead, spam brother Ism's information in the chat so everybody knows where to find him. Because you, too, can become a member of the Mackie Sphere. Come on, let's go. We can do it. Come on. Let me go down here and check. Let me see if y'all doing it. Come on. Let me see if y'all doing it. Come on, let's get old brother Ism, man, up to 350 tonight, man. He's up to 304, man. Y'all can do better than that, man. I need 46 more of y'all, man. 46 more of y'all. I got like 90 of y'all in here. 46 more of y'all, man, to get my brother Ism up to 350. Come on. Come on. 46 more. I know all 90 of y'all in here ain't subscribed to him, so if half of y'all get down there right now, Brother Ism will hit 350 tonight. Come on. We can do it. Get on down there and show Brother Ism some love, man. Get on down there and show him some love. Yeah, haha. Lady Nicer said, I sub Jack. Y'all get on down there, man, and subscribe to the Macosphere. Jack. Let me go down here and check, man, see if y'all, goddamn it. Uh-oh, it's climbing up there. How the hell it's only moving up one at a time? I need 45 more of y'all up there, man. 45 more of y'all, man. Get on down there and subscribe to my man Ism, man. Trust me, you will not regret subscribing to Brother Ism. The brother is real. He's down to earth, and he is hilarious. He is hilarious. I'm telling you, man. You will not be disappointed when you go down there and fuck with my brother Ism. You will not be disappointed. He is hilarious. So get on down there, man, and do it. We about to close out. Lady Jessica. Hey, what's good, Brother Art? I see you up there, man. Y'all get on down there and subscribe to Brother Art too, man. All right? Get on down. Brother Ism with another goddamn super chat. He says you make me feel a little higher. Ha ha ha. Appreciate you, brother, man. Goddamn, Brother Ism showing out up in here tonight, man. He's just going full with the super chats. He been hitting me on the Cash App game as well. I appreciate you, Brother Ism. I appreciate it, brother. That's why y'all need to get on down there, man, and go ahead and hit Brother Ism up, man. Go ahead and subscribe. Let me go ahead and see, man, if y'all going down there subscribing to my brother, man. Y'all probably ain't. Stubborn ass black folks. You probably ain't even doing it. Uh-oh, he's up to 308. We need 42 more. 42 more people to get on down there, man, and join the Macosphere. Come on, let's do it. We can do it. The T.P.O.T crew can do it. Show Brother Ism some love, man. Show Brother Ism some love down there, man. Oh, shit, the General in the house. What's good with it, General? I see you up there, brother. Yeah, man. Hopefully, by the time I come on again, my brother Ism better have at least 330 subscribers when I come back on for my next stream. God damn it. All right? And moderators, if you could be so kind, man, to spam Brother Ism's information in the chat. We're going to try to get Brother Ism up to like 350 tonight, man. All right? But I got to close this show out because I got another one right around the corner. Lady Jessica, I appreciate you coming up tonight. I do good stuff tonight. You did battle. You won both of the debates. The people have spoken. We got to do this again at some point. You know, if you got a particular, particular thing you want to debate or you want to do another challenge, just hit me up. You got my information. You already know what it is. All right.
All right. So thank you for having me on. It's been a great time. And yeah, I'll see you again soon.
Absolutely. I appreciate it, Lady Jessica. Peace.
All right. Goodbye.
Yeah. Lady Jessica came up here, did battle. You know, she came up here, did battle. You know, she was taking on all challenges. Any of you who wish to challenge Lady Jessica should have come up here, you know, and threw down. You know, she was here. She was willing to take on two people at a time and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, if you didn't come up here, you missed your damn opportunity because she was here and she was waiting on you. All right. All right. So we're going to get ready to close out, good people. I appreciate everybody coming up, man, and checking out the Jessica X challenge, man. Lady Jessica came up here, man, and did battle. Before we go, y'all already know that up next, all right, is the white woman interview. Samantha will be here, and we'll be throwing down, man, and I'm going to be asking her some tough questions, man. Be asking her some tough questions. You know, probably all the questions that you want to be asked of a white woman. OX will be asking them tonight. So make sure you hear so we can do this thing, man. All right? All right. So we're going to go ahead, man, and close out. But before we do, y'all know I always got to run some of my bullshit commercials before we get off of here. So I'm going to do that, and I will see you Negroes on the other side of the break.
Open your mind.
Hey guys, T.P.O.T. on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But you knew that already. Peace, folks. This is Teacher Tanisha. You're listening to the T.P.O.T. Media YouTube page. You know, now back to the show. You know.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, good folks. But I want you to bring your black behinds back here. Don't go away. Don't go to sleep. Don't go down in your mama's basement. Stay right here. We're going to come right back. We're going to kick it off. It ain't going to be no later till 11 o'clock. I got it timed for 11 o'clock, but we probably throw down before that. X got to stretch his legs because y'all know X is old. He's turning 52 tomorrow. God damn it. So, yeah. So we're going to take a few minutes. All right. We're going to stop this stream, and then we're going to come back with the next one, and we're going to be doing the interview with the white woman. And the only reason why I'm doing these two shows is because tomorrow's my birthday, and I ain't got to do shit. So I can stay up late. So, make sure you have your black behinds here in about 20 minutes. Do not go to bed, because if you do, I'm coming down in the mama cellar and haunt you in your dreams. And then you know what I'm going to do next, right? I will haunt your old black ass mama in her dreams. Yeah, I'm coming for you first. And then I'm going up the stairs from the cellar. And then I'm coming for mama. So once again, man, I appreciate all you good folks, man. Make sure you bring your black behinds right back here, man, in about 20 minutes, all right? We're going to go ahead. We're going to take a little break, man, and we'll be right back, all right? So, with that, I will leave you with 3 words. You know, like I always do. Open your mind.
Hours of power. Hours of power. Hours of power. Hours of power.
And so a community is where you control your police, you control your commerce, you control your education, you control your house. We don't control none of that. We live in a hood. Huh? Well, what about the Negroes that get out? Oh, well, say, my cousin, they say he's a multi-millionaire, almost got $1 billion.
The problem with going
3 PhDs, working on 2 more. Driving down the street in Chicago in his Rolls Royce, enjoying himself, and he hears these sirens and look through the mirror and see this cop car flashing lights. He squeezed the steering wheel, man. Heart beats fast. Because he knows the price of a Negro, what it could be. And then when that cop car passed him by, he said, thank God he wasn't after you in the first place, punk. That Negro thing you can't get away from. It's universal. They wasn't coming after you. With all your millions, with your Rolls Royce, with your PhD, didn't help. That's the hood. Why do you think you never pick up a paper or read over and over and see white families travel? You think it's thousands of black cops in America. Why don't you see white families crying as black cops shot my loved one 40 times in the back of the head? Why do you think black cops don't do that? You think they're more spiritual? Think they're better? No! They got enough sense to know that white folks ain't gonna tolerate it. And I will stop in our neighborhood when we decide we will not tolerate it. Now, if we was organized, which is hard to organize people who are just gonna run crazy and you don't know you're crazy. But if we were, with the money we have, and the many people who would come to our aid that don't know what it's like to be a Negro, and we said, look, we saying, if we don't get a federal law to deal with police brutality, that anytime a cop or anybody carry a gun, have to have a license just like you do to drive a car. And if you use it wrongly, you'll lose your license. And if it's upheld, you can never work again as a cop or a store guard or a private detective. How do you get Congress to push that through? Well, you take your economic power and you call on your friends, black, white, young and old, and say, this coming Christmas, if we don't have a federal law to outlaw police brutality by law, then we call them for a nationwide boycott of Christmas and it'll start on Thanksgiving. Well, let me tell you what that means. 79% of all retail in America happens between Thanksgiving and Christmas. People stay in business all year, lose money just for Christmas, huh? Well, what happens now? Saks Fifth Avenue, Toys R Us, Sears and Roebuck, Weston House. They will get the bill, and all they got to do is make one phone call and say, Harry, that's the senator, I want that bill pushed through in 3 days. Okay, it's an economic thing. It's that simple. But we have the power, but the system has wiped us out so bad.
Hours of power. Hours of power. Hours of power.
Happy. San Lincoln 6. Go ahead. We have a suspect down, 10-4. That's 10-4. The officer's code 4. We have one suspect that's been shot.
Open your mind.
Only from the Prophet of Thought series media.
You know.
Open your mind. 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 Open your mind.